All right, we should be live. Check my mic settings. I think we're good on my end here. So welcome to another Thank Toss. It's Friday. I wasn't sure if I was going to be on. As you guys know, I had to fix my son's Dell laptop. Windows Update broke it. Or broke part of it. Yeah, I know, surprise. Anyway, I fixed it the best way that I could. It was to do a reset, wipe it, and reset it and reinstall the system factory reset. That worked. Of course, you have to reinstall all of your programs. You know, I think at this point, Windows 10 needs to be scrapped and start off something different. I find Windows 10, not just for me, for a lot of users to be particularly insulting, I guess, for lack of a better term. You know, and Microsoft can do so much better, and they have with Windows 7. But enough of that. Let's talk about something more fun. And that is, well, the best Linux OS for 2019 is the one that you picked. So stay tuned. We have a winner. It was not a runaway. I mean, like, there wasn't like a horse race and one horse was way ahead of the other horses. It was very, very close, but I think we have a winner. So let's go to the comments here. Hi, Ben. Ben is on Hackintosh. Mitchell Valentina, he said, hey, yo, welcome. I know this stream was late notice. Sorry about that. As I said, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with my son's laptop. Anyway, it's working. He can now get to his school projects for the weekend. So no thanks to Microsoft. Kevin, welcome. All right. So I don't expect a lot of people. I hope I'm wrong. So we'll give this a few minutes, and then we'll go from there. But like I said, we do have a winner for the best Linux OS for this year based on your votes. So your comments, your conversations, thank you. Check out links below in the show notes. These live shows are made possible by you. These shows really in the end are sponsored by you. So thank you. If you haven't already, subscribe and consider contributing to the channel. If you do contribute, you'll be invited to a live private show. And those are sometimes those are more fun. Sometimes. Hello, Tim. How are you? It's personal when it affects your kids, Mitchell. Yeah. Up to now, as far as Windows goes, I was very, very lucky. And, you know, I tried to defend Windows or defend Microsoft as much as I could because they have done some great things. I think Windows 7 is great. I think the game Halo over the years are great games. Xbox is good. But Windows 10, you know, Windows 10 should be called the Godzilla edition because everything breaks. So maybe this weekend we'll do a special event on Windows 10. So Tim, what's new? Ben is going to get an iPad for Christmas. Okay. Well, Mac is good. Mac is an option for Windows users. I realize they're not competitively priced, but if you don't need Windows 10 and you want a competitively priced machine, check out a Chromebook. They just work, in my opinion. So yeah, I think my Windows 10 headache is gone. Wow. All right. Let's get to the fun stuff. Again, if anybody new is watching this, please do stop by and say hello. That's what I am here for. Hello, Sleepy. Welcome. After I'm done picking the best Linux OS, if you guys want to hang around with me on the chat, that's fine with me. Okay? Again, thank you. Hi, Paul. All right. Well, As far as Linux goes, there were many mentions. We had Kubuntu, Manjaro, Mint, MX, Debian, Arch, Solus, Peppermint, Ubuntu, Farron, Solus, Pop, CentOS, Neon. There were many mentions. Only 3 made it to the top. Well, top 3. Again, these are based on your votes, not mine. My favorite is Ubuntu Mate. That wasn't even on the top 3, but that's okay. It's nice to have more than one good choice when it comes to Linux based, and that's the power of Linux. So thank you for all of your comments and your votes for the best Linux OS for this year. Again, what's good for one person or one group of people may not be good for another group of people. Obviously, person using Arch or Gentoo, don't give that to a Windows user. There's nothing wrong with Arch or Gentoo, but don't give that to a newbie. It's not fair. So, yeah. All right, does anybody want to... Steve-O's in the house, welcome. Hi, Paul. Does anybody want to take a guess who was number 1 for this year for the best Linux-based operating system for 2019? Anybody want to take a guess? Anybody at all? We have a top 3, that I know for sure. And it was very close between 1 and 2. But we have a top 3 for this year. Again, based on you, not by me. Sleepy likes Mint, okay. Anybody else? Another vote for Mint. Okay. Very good. Let's do this. We'll start at number 3. Mint, okay. Tipasi is in the house. 2020UG. Hello. Timo says mine, I hope. All right, let's... Kevin says Mint has always been number 1. Okay, well, Mint is good. Mint has been around 10 years. They release when ready, not on the set schedule. That's what makes them... You know, Linux Mint would be a fantastic national Linux OS for Windows users and a few others. If it's not Mint, I'll be flat shocked. Benno, you're sitting down. Number 3, and really 3, 2, 1, none of these are any surprise to me. The only surprise here on this list with Ubuntu Mate did not get a lot of votes, and that surprised me because Martin Wimpress, Martin, if you watch this, you've done a fantastic job with Ubuntu Mate. It is my Linux gold standard for newbies. So Martin, thank you. San Rafael's in the house. The best OS, let's get to it. Number 3 is... I needed a drum roll. Number 3 is Manjaro. Manjaro has been around a while based on Arch. The last time I really tested Manjaro as a full install was a few years ago. It did not do good for me. But again, you have lots of choices when it comes to Linux. So number 3, based on you guys, not on me, is Manjaro. I believe the flagship version of Manjaro is XFCE. Yeah, right? Yeah, I think Manjaro flagship. There are other editions, but I believe their number 1 edition is Manjaro or XFCE. Right, Ben? Thank you. So number 3 is Manjaro. Again, it's all over the web or all over YouTube. So there you go. You guys picked Manjaro for number 3. Number 2. It was mentioned Linux Mint is number 2. They deserve it. They have, 3 editions at this point? Cinnamon, Mate, XFCE. I've tested all 3. They're all good. In fact, I just reinstalled Linux Mint in one of my Linux Mint Cinnamon in one of my laptops. I may install it in my backup desktop. I installed a SSD in my backup desktop, and I may dual boot with Linux Mint. So Linux Mint is number 2. Manjaro is number 3. Number 1. You know number 3 is Manjaro. Number 2 is Mint. Who is number 1? Anybody take a guess? Anybody? Not Ubuntu. The winner is MX. Yeah, San Rafael, Thomas, Steven Anderson, MX. Ubuntu wasn't even in the top 10, I don't think, Mitchell. I've taken a look at MX before. I forget which edition. I believe that's based on Debian. Yeah, MX got a lot of votes. It's good. I tested it before. I liked what I saw. MX was a little bit surprising. I'm not entirely sure how MX was picked as number 1. I'm assuming because it just works. People like, excuse me, people like something that, or people like an OS that just works. So if you install it, you don't have to fiddle with it. It's easy to use. It just works. It's stable. I think it's based off of Debian stable, right? You know, how can you not like something that just works? You know, a lot of people, well, some people like to make fun at Ubuntu Mate because, well, it's too plain looking or it's too stable or whatever. To me, that makes no sense because Linux can be customized and themed, right? And if you want something, if you want to try something that is unstable, how about if you buy a brand new lawnmower, take off one of the wheels, run it on 3 wheels. That's about as unstable as you can get. Anyway, so yeah, MX makes sense. Very stable distro. Yes. Gentoo just works. Well, it just works in a Chromebook. It's fantastic. Or as Arnold Schwarzenegger says, it's fantastic, bro. You like MX for their frugal option? I don't think there is a paid version. Yeah. But no, MX is good. It's solid. I think they have there's a control panel or a suite of tools that very newbie friendly, if I recall, for newbies. So I guess in a way MX should be number 1 this year. So again, number 3 was Manjaro, number 2 was Mint, number 1 was MX. Ubuntu Mate did not make it. Plain Ubuntu. Again, Ubuntu is the one OS that people like to love or hate. And that's, you know, it's very unfair because a lot of distros are based off of Debian and or Ubuntu, such as Mint, such as Zorin, such as Ubuntu, and a gazillion others. Yeah, MX must also have toss vote bots. Yes, the voting bots took over. Obviously, these were community votes, community suggestions, comments. And it was close. It was really, really close between the top 3. But in the end, MX, I think, just there was an explosion. And I wasn't really expecting it for MX. I figured MX would make the top 10 because it just works. There was no mention of Zorin, another fantastic stable system. They are celebrating 10 years this year. It is what it is. San Rafael will have to try MX now. Why don't you? MX deserves it, yes. Oh, you're wearing an Ubuntu shirt right now. I should buy one of my own shirts at Teespring. I keep forgetting. You know, one that says Windows broken, fixed with Linux. I should buy one of those. I know, Tim, you like antics. I am aware of that, yes. All right, so I don't want to talk any more about the top three because unless you guys want to talk about it, I don't want to talk any more about the Windows updates, you know, problems. Maybe we'll talk about that this weekend. I'm thinking about doing a live show on Windows 10 and calling it the Godzilla edition. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow or Sunday. I might do it tomorrow. We'll see about that. I think Windows 10 updates and the headaches it's giving a lot of people, I think that deserves a full live show. And I think Windows 10 needs to be scrapped, in my opinion. So, all right. Does anybody want to join me live? I can fit 5 people here on StreamYard besides myself. It's up to you guys. You want to come on? Send me an email, totalOStoday1@gmail.com. I'll invite you. If not, we'll call this a wrap for this evening. Let me copy the link here. Okay, so it's up to you guys. So let me cross out the notes for Linux to get that out of the way. And then I'm going to write down, maybe in the morning, some notes for Windows 10. And we'll have a frank discussion about that. Ben and Sleepy? Okay, all right. I have your emails, I do believe. Give me a second here. Okay, Ben, Vince, there's the link coming your way now. We can fit 3 more people on StreamYard. Anybody is welcome for this. You do not have to be a supporter of the channel, although I'm not sure why you wouldn't want to be, but no. This is an open chat. So like I said, we can fit a total of 6 people, including myself. Via 5 plus me, yeah. I can't believe there's a Christmas show on already. And why not? There's Benny Boo.
Hey, Toss.
What's up, man?
Tired as hell.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy week for old Benny boy.
Yeah.
I'm already feeling brain dead as it is.
Okay.
School has been crazy. Things have just gone all over the place.
I would imagine. Yeah, like I said, I had to fix my son's laptop so he could get his assignments done.
Oh,
because of Windows updates. And it's like, it's, you know, Windows 10 needs to be scrapped.
I agree. They should just go back to Windows 7 and make it better.
Yeah.
I mean, or just keep supporting it, keep pushing updates. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean...
Right. Yeah, Windows 10 was the last good one. I totally agree.
We didn't need Windows 10. I'm sorry. We just didn't. All it was wasted code in my...
It's too complicated. There's too much in it. Obviously, you know, Microsoft is a big company with lots of money, with lots of resources, and they're having problems with quality control. That's bad. And
Yeah, I know.
and it's their own system. Like, it isn't like they bought it off of someone to make it better. It's bad, and it's insulting.
Yes, it's really terrible.
So
And I feel that Windows 10 is a cluster F. I'm sorry. That's just the best description I can give it. And Windows 7, I think, in their defense, was the last good operating system they wrote. I think.
it was very good. I didn't have
Hey,
any
Vince is here.
issues.
What's up, man?
Hey, Vinny. What's up, mate?
Hey, come on, Ben.
Hello.
How's it going?
Welcome.
How's the audio? Okay.
It's
It's
good.
fine, yeah.
It's good.
Do I look tired to you guys?
Yeah. Well,
I'm not
well,
surprised.
you're laying on a gigantic pillow. No, I'm fine. No, that's good. If you want to lay back, hey, this is the laid back show. Hey, grab some wine, a 6-pack. It's all right.
Hey, I'm the man
thing I
who
got
lacks a
good.
lot of sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well,
So-
it is 9 o'clock at night, so.
yeah. I actually went for a walk this evening downtown. They have a what they call the first Fridays of the month. They have like two of the blocks blocked off, like one big block party and stuff. So I
Yeah.
took a walk, had my latte, tried to shake off the headache from Windows 10, and I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
better. So I figure why not jump on.
Oh, cool. But yeah, we were talking about when you walked in, Vince, that Windows 10 is being a pile of crap.
Yeah, so what's new?
Well, their newest update seems to have caused a lot of stress for people.
There's also been that issue with them not allowing people to have local accounts.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You know, it's yeah. You know, it's almost like Windows 10 has never been finalized, and it's always on standby. That's why I left it as a joke. There, standby is always like it's always standby. It's almost done. It's almost done. Standby like forever.
Yeah.
But I think called Windows 10 the Godzilla edition because it always breaks things, just
Yes,
like
it
Godzilla.
does. That's the good thing about Linux is that it rarely ever breaks.
Right.
Except
Well,
for when you're running,
the stable versions. Yeah.
except for when you're running something. Don't shoot me for this. Something's bleeding edge. Unless you're something running like Arco or Manjaro or whatever.
Well, you know, Windows 10 was free. I guess it still is. So, like the
Yeah.
old saying goes, you get what you paid for, and boy, did they give it to us. You know.
Well, I mean, Windows 10 is supposed to be a rolling
A rolling
operation system
distro.
as well.
Yeah.
And maybe
I mean,
that's
so
the problem.
You have to expect some issues.
Yeah.
Well, here's Tim.
Hello.
Hi, Tim.
Hello.
Hi, Tim.
How you doing?
Welcome, Brogrura. He says, we don't need Windows, we just need more high-quality FOSS for Linux. Well, right now, the most affordable Linux option that is stable and reliable, that
Chromebook.
doesn't break, is a Chromebook.
Yes. And here's the funny thing. It's based around my favorite operating system, Gen 2, baby.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
I mean,
know?
here's a good thing about Gen 2, as I've always said, you can make it any way you want. And they forked it and made the Chrome OS, which is a marvelous thing.
Mitchell's really Mitchell? He says he was traveling at the moment. Oh, he's now okay. When I checked into the hotel, the front desk was experiencing computer problems and had to check me in manually. I chuckled when I saw it was a broken Windows 10.
What you should have done, Mitchell, was pull out your bootable USB and go, I can fix this.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Yeah, Steve says fry pan, baby. Yeah. Give it to Microsoft. Microsoft, if you watch this, you probably won't because I don't have 10 million subscribers on it. But if you do, somebody, I've been defending you guys since Windows 7, and I've been taking the heat off of it. But I can't do it no more. Take it from a consumer who still likes you. Scrap it. No more patches, fixes, update. Really? One of your updates broke the start menu. The classic start button broke. Really?
That's just sad.
I mean, no OS is perfect. Understandable. But when you're updating patches to fix. It's like a road with potholes. Patch, and the road is like this. Scrap it.
That's just
Trust
like
me,
putting-
we'll understand. You made a mistake. Scrap it. Call the next one Windows Super, Windows Ultra,
or Windows 11 for all.
or
we
Windows 11.
Yeah,
You can do it, just like Windows 7. You can do it. Do it.
yeah, I know.
You know. So instead of saying get to the chopper,
yeah, Windows
get
7,
to
they
the
just kept
operating
putting-
system.
Right. Windows 7, they just kept putting updates on top of. That's what they should do with Windows 10. They just put updates, not all these
Wi-Fi
incremental
breaks, printer. It's like it's like unstable Debian. In fact, unstable Debian is probably more stable than Windows 10 right now.
Right. And then here's the sad part. They keep putting out these incremental, huge service pack updates to Windows 10. Don't do that. Just put, supplemental updates like once a year, not all the time.
It's like I said, Windows 10 is an operating system that's always on standby. Standby, we're going to send a patch. Standby, we're going to send another patch. Standby. It's like, hey, I feel like New York Vinny. Hey, yo. Oh, wow. You know, it's sad because they know they have no competition. Mac is definitely better. From what I've heard,
Yeah.
Linux right now is a joke as an alternative. There's just nothing that you can walk into a store and buy it, and they know that.
Yes, I know. I mean,
You know. Anyway, Tim, what's new?
Oh, just another day. I
Running
agree
your
with you about
antics.
Windows. I agree with you
Yeah.
about Windows. No, I mean, first off, again, like I said before, I was on MX since 2016, and Antics was just, actually, she was the mother of the MX. Basically, what was it, Memphis? And the Antics team back then?
Yeah.
And 2016, before MX became on the top of the charts with DistroTube, or just not DistroTube, not Derek. Sorry, Derek.
Yeah.
Distro Watch. It just hit a chord with me, and then Antex basically, they relate to one another. So those are the two that I use, and again, my first love was the original 1404 Ubuntu with Unity. That's when I started. So it holds a special place in my heart with Unity. But I'm not like Ben here. You're all technical and stuff.
yeah,
I can't do what you and Serge and
everybody else. does.
everybody else does. So I got to be very minimalistic here. Just do what I got to do. So
Yeah, I mean, hell, I've even done Linux from scratch a couple times.
I wish I had the time. I really
Yeah.
wish I had the time.
Yeah, it's it's a drag doing those kinds of things, but when you've got my skills, you're never really satisfied with those pre-made distros.
Well, you're young. First off, you're young. You got time to do it.
I'm 28.
My oldest just turned 41.
40.
Yeah, my oldest son turned 41 this past month.
That's
God
My son
bless.
Nick, let's say that's Jesse. Nick's 32, Jake's 30, and of course my daughter Carly will be 18.
And do they use Windows 10?
Actually, Nick does. Jake's not a big computer guy, and Jesse's a cook. So Carly's on the Mac because of school.
Smart.
Yeah.
Me,
Smart.
I'm Linux. I mean, I have a Windows machine running, which I'm going to totally wipe out. That's the 7010 Optiplex TOS that I was talking about before.
Yep. I have a 7010 actually.
And-
Core i7. Yeah.
Mine has an i5
Okay.
with 8 gigs of RAM, 500 gigabyte hard drive,
Mm-hmm.
and I can have a what do you call it, external dock there to run the other MX distro on it with 150 gigabyte hard drive on it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wipe out Windows. Period. It's just ridiculous.
Good idea.
It's just ridiculous.
Well, like I said, with my machine so far, I've been lucky. That's why I keep Windows as a backup. But right now, it's Ubuntu Mate,
hmm
Linux Mint, and then my Chromebook for just lightweight web stuff because it just
Right.
works. So,
That makes
Um,
sense, man.
You know, it's in fact in my gateway, I did a backup, which I'm going to post a video on that for people who still have to use Windows 10 who haven't backed up or cloned your system. You should, but I cloned it to SSD and it runs considerably faster. I use a piece of free software called ESUS Backup Utility. It's spelled like E's and then us, ESUS. It works
Right.
pretty good. And I cloned it to an SSD. I unplugged the cables from the hard drive to the SSD once it finished cloning. And it's a lot zippier for an older machine. So if you haven't backed up, have you backed up today? Well, you should. And back up again. My son had not. I'm like, so he goes out and buys 128 gigabyte of my. I said, Mike, you don't need that much just to back up documents, but okay, he's good to go. Well, then have lots of documents, 128 gig. I don't think even Stephen King needs that much for all his books, you know. But anyway,
no. Just for a couple documents, all you need is like a 2 gig.
yeah. Well, I don't know they make it, but he bought it, and he bought a 3.0 speed USB stick. Okay, well that's good.
That's pretty good.
I guess it's better to have too much than too little, so nothing wrong with that. Anyway, for all the Windows users out there, here we go again.
How you doing,
It's-
Sleepy? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good, Tim. Yourself?
Doing fine, my friend.
My daughter's been sick the last few days, so I've been cleaning up vomit.
Oh,
Oh dear God.
oh my God.
How's
And
your daughter?
I thought she just turned 7 actually. She her birthday actually on Thursday, and she was sick on her birthday as well. But I thought I got to get out of the house. I got to talk to Carmine. Enough
Very
of
good.
this. Enough of this
Yes.
crap.
Come here for
Yeah,
some.
man, it's life, my friend. It's life. Can't deal with it.
Come here for some therapy, right? Wow. Microsoft says Iranian hackers tried to hack. Oh, really? Okay. All right, Microsoft. Whatever. I'm looking at my ticker feed. That's one thing I couldn't get to work in the latest Ubuntu Mate. I had to install Compass, or else it would not scroll. I know Compass is not installed by default.
That
but,
still drives me nuts that they got rid of Compass.
But you can still and Martin did a nice thing. He posted the instruction terminal instructions to just to copy and paste to install it. I just got an email. Somebody replied on my Windows 10 rant. Thank you, Ross. I'll just say his first name and leave it at that. But yeah, you can install Compass. Really, I needed that just for one piece of software in Linux.
I just like it for the eye candy personally.
I don't really. Yeah, I used to play with the cubes and the you know, like the rotating shaky windows, but you know. I
Yeah,
don't
the
really
wobbly
So that's
window.
Is that the Mate 1910
Yeah,
beta you're running?
that's a full install that I did in my other, and it is nice. It is really nice. Yeah.
So when I read
has
the
that- Go ahead.
when I read the release notes for 1910, the amount of work that's gone into it is mightily impressive.
Well, Martin Wimpress, as far as Ubuntu Mate 1910, he posted something I've never seen a Linux guru, that's what I call him, do or say. He says he has not been impressed lately with the quality of the Ubuntu Mate releases. Translation, they suck, or some of it sucks.
I saw that video.
Not for me. They've been great, but I guess there were some issues with the panel, this and that. So he's revamped the way they do things, I'm assuming. Look, for me, Ubuntu Mate was and still is a Linux gold standard for beginners. It just works.
Yep.
It's not like when you turn it, oh my God, what's this? It looks plain enough so a Windows person can navigate through it. And you can change the panel. There are 7 themes or 7 panels, so like change how it looks. But he admitted it was not up to par. I have to give Martin Wimpress a lot of credit. So that's why I installed it, even as a beta. Now, I have 19.4 on my machine here, which I'll have to upgrade in January. I won't have a choice. I'll probably just do an in-place upgrade through the terminal. Back up everything and go from there. It takes a little longer, but this way I don't have to reinstall everything. So, Bregura says does not exist at all in Algeria, just Windows. Well, we'll have to fix that. I'll have to
Yes,
travel
we
to
will.
Algeria and give some lessons. Who wants to sponsor a trip to Algeria? Do I really want to go to Algeria? I'd rather go to Florida and give lessons. But if I have to, I'll go to Algeria. Just take one for the team.
Sorry, I gotta pay tuition. So for the last one.
Yeah.
Does Algeria have Mac OS? I have no idea. So a little bit of Mac OS and that. Okay, all right. Well, good. That's it. That Mac is good. It's good. It's based off of not Linux, Unix, which is kind of like
It's based off Unix, which is like BSD. And
yeah, it's kind of Linuxy, but technically it's not. Yeah. Mate is not your first choice, Mitchell, but it's definitely intuitive. Yes, it is. There's something to be said for just simple point and click. GNOME looks great. Deepin looks great, but last time I tried Deepin, it was the slowest piece of turd I ever tried in my life. And I tried it twice and I gave up. Enough.
The thing with Mate is that it just takes a few clicks and you can change the whole layout to what you want. And they've got so many predetermined themes there that you can make it look like a Mac, you can make it look like Windows. It's just awesome.
Whatever you want to do, and it's easy.
It's so easy.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Colin said,
what
did
I
I
love
try
about
the new Magnus magnifier? No, that's a piece of software I don't have to use.
Are you saying, Colin, that Carmine's got some poor vision?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
My Mac machine here is great. What are you talking? Oh, this is well, no, just kidding. But
That was too funny.
Just get closer to the what is
yes.
that? You'll be
To the
fine.
screen, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah. Well, I'm running this on a big 40-incher here, and it's like, whoa, I have to turn down the brightness. But it's nice. I use like a split screen sometimes versus two monitors, so. But this is really too big to be right here, so the brightness goes down. If not, it'll be like
40 inches. You got to try tiling Window Manager, man.
no. I'll leave that to DT. Yeah, no. I have enough headaches with Windows 10. No. But
I'm considering trying i3 or Awesome on my Gen 2 setup. Might as well.
Right. But
Took you a while to get that installed, didn't it? Because I saw parts of your video with Surge.
Well, the problem was I had to do a clone of it, and then and that was back before I had 16 gigs of RAM, mind you.
Okay.
And then when I upgraded the RAM, it didn't take that long because I redid it, and I actually backed it up this time, and it copied over pretty quick.
Okay.
So,
welcome, Silva da Cruz. He uses Arch, by the way. Well, I use Chrome, by the way, sometimes. Welcome aboard, Silva da Cruz. How are you, sir?
So what do you consider harder there, Ben? The Gen 2 or the Arch to install?
Arch is much easier than Gen 2. It's much easier by a mile.
Nice.
Okay. That's what I was looking at again, but your video.
Yeah.
I was watching
Arch you can do within like 30 minutes to an hour, if not less.
Mhm.
And Gen 2 you would, with all the stuff that you do to it, well, it really depends on the machine. If you say you've got 4 gigs of RAM and no SSD, you're going to be there a while. I mean, you'll probably be there at least a solid day and a half getting it done. But
I'm gonna pester Microsoft all night with that, with that
Yeah.
banner. I'm so miffed.
with 16 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM, and a solid SSD, you can have it done within less than a day.
And then at one point we're going to disappear because we're rebooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be true.
Well, I know Ubuntu Mate will not reboot unless something happens, but
That's true.
yeah, Windows 10. Although it really hasn't happened to me in Windows 10. There is a pop-up warning. Do you need to reboot now? At least they warn me in Windows 10.
Yeah.
Your name is horrible to pronounce. Silva da Cruz, Vinicius. I think it's fine. Vinicius Silva da Cruz. I hope I said it right. Everybody
That's
say
right.
hello to Silva. We'll just say Silva.
Well,
Hello, Silva.
Hello, Mr. Silva.
Vinicia Silva da Cruz.
Okay. Hello from Brazil.
Oh,
Awesome.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
good to have you here.
awesome. Good to see you.
Sleepy use Arco i3 here. What, in your car? Isn't that the oil? Isn't that synthetic oil, Arco?
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, everybody runs whatever GUI they want. That's how it works here in Linux.
I actually use synthetic blend in my car. That's what was
When
recommended.
I started this, like I told Carmine before, when I started this, it's to use my old machines that I have to keep them going, and Linux kept them going. And this is what I'm on. I'm on an old my old Latitude laptop. Talking guys on an old Logitech.
Well, that's the nice thing
webcam.
about Linux. You can revive an old machine
And-
from the Smithsonian. Yeah.
I'm talking to all of you from this machine because of Linux. Made great friends because of this with Linux. Hey, you can't beat it. Windows and Mac doesn't compare. And again, Joe
Guru says, what's special about Gentoo that made Google use it? I really don't know. I guess because it's stable for them.
Well, I'm not sure either, but I know that from personal experience, Gentoo is an experience. It's really fun. I cringe when I say that.
They could have picked anything because they got the resources to perfect it, but they picked Gentoo. Look, when a Windows user buys a Chromebook, he's not going to say, hey, that's based on Gentoo. That's not for newbies. That's not going to happen. They're going to take it out and plug it in. Hey, it works. Updates work.
Yeah.
In fact, they don't even see the updates.
No.
That's what
They're
they're
all
going to say,
done
honey,
through the
this is
browser.
Gentoo. Who cares?
Who cares? They don't even know what it is.
Anyway.
And all the updates are done through the Chrome browser. That's the
Yes.
best part.
It just works, and it's easy to navigate. You can install Linux apps if you want to experiment. There are betas. That's still a beta. I have some work and some don't. But look, person who buys a Chromebook, he's buying it for the Chrome OS, not for Linux apps or Linux Debian. It just works. It's just too bad there wasn't more multimedia apps for the Chromebook, like video editing, streaming, because that's what I would use. I would scrap everything else and go with the Chromebook. Never have to worry about it for at least 6.5 years. Gentoo allows you to create Linux any way you want, optimization, look and feel, low level to, but that's true with any Linux, really.
Yeah, that's
You know.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. But you see, Gentoo does it as a much more complex level, like the kernel and the compiler flags, the etc. I mean, that's what makes it different, is that you build it how the user wants,
Yes.
completely to the kernel level.
Silva asks, never use Gentoo, should I? Do you have a degree in computer science from Harvard? Then you should. If you're new, don't do it. No.
No,
I
if
would not.
you're new, don't even think.
Don't
it.
forget about it.
You
Must
can
be
do
said.
it. Just
Forget about
just call
it, yeah.
Surge first. Just
Yeah,
call Surge.
call
Have
him
him.
up.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
sir,
right. Yeah,
I
don't
need
call
your
me.
help.
Yeah.
Like,
If you really want to
Surge
try
and-
Gentoo, buy a Chromebook.
Just
I'm
email
not, I'm
Surge and
not
they'll
trying to
help
be
you.
funny here. Yeah, right.
yeah,
But,
Surge is the man when it comes to helping with Gentoo.
Mitchell says Gentoo is very hands-on. It's not for noobs, right? Just like Arch.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
want, if
But
you're new, stick to your Ubuntu, stick to your Chromebook, stick to that kind of stuff.
We joke
Oh,
about
you
Surge,
have.
but
He has a computer science degree in Brazil. who knew? Well, then sure. So I think
Go for
not. He doesn't want to do it
Yeah.
anyway. Okay.
He doesn't
yeah,
want to do it.
it's some work.
Maybe
No,
he
try
knows
Ubuntu
better.
based. Yeah, you know better. Yeah. No, try Ubuntu based. If you're getting started, yeah.
Surge seems like to be a genius, man, from what I see
Yeah.
from this guy.
Yeah, Surge is a.
We
freaking
joke about-
genius.
I mean, we joke about Surge, but I mean, the generosity of the time that he's given to all you guys, installing Gen
It's something
2.
else.
He
He's
uses
something-
Arch.
just-
Come back to Arch.
Yeah,
And he's got a
Surge
great
is
demeanor
really
about
nice.
himself
Man.
also.
I'll give him that.
He has a great,
Uh,
great demeanor about himself. I mean, he's very.
Linux
Man.
Forever says
he's
Gentoo
very
challenge
professional.
with 32 ounces of Death Wish coffee.
It's amazing how much his wife puts up with all these live streams.
Oh, we love you, Surge.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're a
yeah.
great friend to us, Serge.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
You use
something
Void
else.
Linux, Silva, and Arch. Wow. Okay, of all the names.
Oh,
Void.
and Backyard Tech just took the Mac plunge. Yeah.
I may have to splurge and buy a refurbished Mac just for the heck of it. I don't know.
Well,
I've been
you can
debating.
find them on eBay, boss.
Amazon, I mean, they're all out there, but I don't know. It's I don't know. Maybe I'll buy myself a Christmas gift. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Let's see.
they're worth it, Toss. They just work.
I know. Look. Stephanie's told us many times they just work. They're overpriced, but they
Yeah.
work.
But if you get one, I'm going to highly recommend. I would highly recommend staying with the 2012 versions if you want the latest OS. I'm just telling you.
2012 or newer. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: the 2011s. If you buy one of those, you'll be stuck on High Sierra, and at which point you'll be better off running Linux on it.
Okay.
Not a good
I
idea.
got it. Okay. Okay. Very good. Mitchell Mint for 25 years since this December. Wow. Okay. Bruguris says Hail Mint. Mint was, if you're joining in late, the top distributions for this year based on you. Number 3 was Manjaro. Number 2 is Mint. Number 1, Mix or MX. So, if you're joining in late, but it's nice to have more than one choice. You know, when I started in 06, I don't think there was any newbie-friendly Linux distros back
No,
then.
it's not.
It started to change a little bit when Linux Mint came out in 08, 09, a little bit. Zorin kind of changed things too in 2010 or 09. And of course, now you have more than one good choice. You know, it's funny, on Distro Watch, the top 3, I think, are Manjaro, Mint, and MX. MX is number 1. If you go to Distro Watch, who knew? Mitchell, you like Mint Debian edition? Wow, okay.
Are you saying DistroWatch is actually accurate?
Well, they are, because if you guys picked it and it's on their website, you know.
Oh, Gnostic's here. Welcome, buddy. And DT is here too. Oh my god.
Welcome,
Hello,
DT.
Derek. Hello,
Welcome,
Gnostic.
Gnostic. Silva da Cruz, $2 from thank you.
Oh,
Thank
and
you.
PCTLC Collins here.
Yeah,
Welcome,
I could fit 2 more people here. Colin, you want to join? DT, you want to join?
yeah, come on in, guys. Let's
Colin's
all
been
have
here a
party.
while.
Yeah, Colin, you want to join? I know it's been a while since you've joined. DT, you went with your latest video, something called the GNU Emacs. I thought those were creatures in Star Wars. Emacs. Oh, those Ewoks. Never mind.
I don't think Emacs is just as cute
Hey,
as
Derek, what's up, brother?
Ewoks.
Ewoks. Let's not get all Star Wars crazy here.
Emacs. Silva de la Cruz, it's thank you. He's saying you're poor in Brazil. It was unnecessary, but thank you. You know, we've talked about that the best thing about Linux is the community, is the people, and there's proof. You know, if you're on a budget, that was not necessary, but thank you.
Yeah.
He says that's a good amount of money there, and I believe you. I think Brazil is going through some issues in their country, so I appreciated that you found this to be, you know, a friendly enough stream or good enough show for you to contribute. Thank you. It pays the bills. It pays what you see here, you know, the Comcast and everything. So, the GNU Ewoks, yes, DT, yeah. Mm-hmm.
GNU Ewoks.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah.
Arch
And they
users are
defeated
nuts.
the Empire.
No, just kidding. DT, you want to join?
They defeated the Empire with
Colin?
sticks and stones.
Yeah, come on in, guys.
Colin is not feeling the best right now. You got a head cold and a bit stuffy. All right.
That's okay.
DT, you want to join?
Yeah, come on in, Derek.
I need to razz Windows some more.
Yeah, let's have fun with that.
I'm going to rant on until I'm done with that, because when it affects my son, I'm like, ugh. You know, I tried the recovery mode, did not work. I tried deleting the previous update, did not work. I'm like, really, Windows? Yeah, really.
So it's still not fixed?
No.
I had to do a complete wipe and a reinstall. DT, hang on, I'll send you. I had to do a complete. I tried the safe, or not this, but the normal routine, so you don't have to reinstall software. It did not work. And I'm like, wow. So I knew where that was going. So, hang on.
So it
Derek.
was a laptop with a recovery partition, wasn't it?
Yes.
So you could just
Yeah,
He
reinstall
has
Windows, yeah.
he's got a DT check. He has a Dell. I think it's gaming capable. It's a G3.
Yeah.
I mean, this was more than a few $100s. He bought it. He got it Office Max.
Yeah.
and it's a nice machine. Lighted keyboard, beautiful. And I tried the usual. I tried the recovery, normal recovery without this destroying the software, rollback. I tried those two, and Microsoft said, "Up yours, pal." So I wiped it. I got the message. Yeah. So, anyway, wiped it. He had to reinstall Microsoft Office. Luckily, with that, he just goes online, types in his email, because you pay for the year to renew it, and he needs that for school. So that he just logged in and downloaded it. And he's got some stuff backed up on Google Drive, and then he bought that USB stick, which he didn't have before. So I guess something good came out of it. Now he has a backup on a stick. But that was very, because when he told me, you know what, I can't, do this. Oh, don't worry, Michael. Just give me 20 minutes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, more like 20 beers later. DT. Anyway, so it is fixed.
How you doing, Derek?
Until the updates break it again.
Oh boy.
So,
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Derek, what's up,
yes, we can hear you.
All right.
Your stream is frozen, but we can
Oh,
hear
man? Your
you.
That's not
webcam's
good.
frozen. Yeah.
Yeah, check your webcam. Yeah.
How you doing, Derek?
So, anyway, Steven likes Super Tux Kart. Yeah, it's a nice game. I haven't played too many games lately because I've been busy fixing Windows.
It's a sign, Toss. It's a sign.
Yeah, well,
You know.
I don't know. I don't know. How many people have to be ticked off until Microsoft says, "Okay, we botched it. We're sorry. We'll come out with Windows 11." I don't know. I don't know.
Again,
Noxa
I'm not
says-
as technical as everybody else is, and
Yeah,
if I can,
yeah.
if I can catch the sign about Windows, see ya. I'm Linux all in.
Well, up to now,
Before we
the
go.
Windows updates adventure stayed away from me. They probably think, "Hey, don't piss off the New York guy. He's going to call Sicily, okay?" No, but they finally ticked me off yesterday because it affected my boy, and I'm not the only one. All right, DT, that's better.
I've
There
had
you
luck
go,
also
Derek.
with Windows because I kept everything clean in it, but it is a pain in the dupa.
Okay.
With the updates and the time frame for getting everything done with it. And again, with Linux, you can update when you want to. Boom, boom, snap, it's done.
Well, Windows 10 has a very good recovery mode options that have always worked for me. But for some reason, this time I tried that. There's an option where recover, reset, but saves all your documents and set, and it says, "Sorry, we cannot." I'm like, but this is your specialty, Microsoft. The recovery op is what you've mastered until Windows 10 came along.
Well, Ben said it right earlier. Windows 7 was, and again, I
Was
think we
much
talked
better.
about this a couple years ago.
You want to know
Windows
why
7
Windows
for
7 worked?
Windows.
Because there was no surprises. There was nothing.
There was-
in
there
fact,
was
it worked
nothing
so good it
wrong
was
with it.
boring. When you
Well,
think about it,
Yeah.
It was a polished
you-
for a Windows operating system. It was their polished operating system out of all their systems. For how far back does it go, Ben? From Windows 95 or what was it, the 3.1 or whatever it was back in the day. 98, the first edition, 98 SE, 2000 ME, and all the other goofy nonchalant things that they had out.
Yeah.
So Windows 7 was their polished operating system. They totally screwed it up by implementing Windows 10.
DT, are you still on Manjaro?
I've been on Arco Linux since February.
Okay.
I want to
Well,
try
the reason
that.
why I asked, you came in late, but the top 3 distros for this year based on the community, 3 was Manjaro, 2 is Mint, and 1 is MX. So,
Yeah, that doesn't shock me, especially about Manjaro.
well,
Manjaro got a big boost early in the year because of Linus Tech Tips spending some time on it on one of his videos. So that got millions of people that normally don't even know about Linux,
Yeah.
downloading Manjaro. So
and it's funny because those top 3 are on the distro watch list too, because it's so scientific, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. But so be it.
Well, nobody knows. I mean, the distro watch numbers don't really mean anything, but Manjaro did come out about a month after that Linus Tech Tips video and mentioned they got more than 1 million ISOs downloaded. like
What?
in,
Wow.
in like 3 or 4 months of this year. It was a crazy
Wow.
number.
All because of a Windows guy. Imagine that.
Well, I mean, they were doing pretty good before that, but they
Yes.
got a big boost from Linus. Yeah.
Silva says that Distro 2 mic in Brazil costs more than a house. He says, I'm not joking.
That's crazy.
I mean, the mic is expensive, but it's $400. It's not crazy.
That's high. That's a lot in Brazil. Yeah.
It's not a house though. It shouldn't be a house.
Well, it shouldn't be, but yeah.
Now, if you add the mic stand and the mixer and the preamp, yeah, and then we're getting into house territory
Yeah, I know.
in the U.S. Right?
Yeah. Yes. So I understand, Silva. Yeah. I understand. With Windows 7, you got your weekly virus, but that's true with any Windows. But no, Windows 10 is secure. There's no question. They did a good job against viruses. That part works still.
That's
You know.
It's been so long since I used Windows, I wouldn't know about these recent versions of Windows, but I know Linux is secure because I'm running the Ewoks, and the Ewoks, I mean, they can defeat Darth Vader. and
That's
Empire,
right.
So
That's right. That's right. That's right.
you get Chewbacca on their side. And
Not only that,
That's right. It's running the Darth Vader
They did it with
file
sticks
manager.
and stones.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really.
That's right. Yeah.
Darth Vader file manager. Yeah.
yeah. The PC
Rulon home, welcome. Hello,
Gunnar can
fellow
be
Linux
Darth
nerds.
Vader.
Yeah.
I don't want to get off track, but the Return of the Jedi has always been the most underrated from the original trilogy because
Why is that?
well, a lot of people hated the whole Ewok story. They
I
thought
know.
it was kind of goofy, and I don't know. I thought the Ewoks were kind of cute myself. I didn't mind them.
Okay.
So
DT, can you boost up your volume on your mic just a hair?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. It's a little low, yeah. But I like the first 3 movies, Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah. Star
That's
Wars.
good.
They're
Yeah, that's good.
timeless.
Yeah. I thought probably the worst one was probably the Phantom Menace, although I did like those pod racers.
The pod racing is cool. Especially, and I also like the end fight between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul.
One of the special effects guys, speaking of Star Wars, he was trying to think of the sound for the pod racer. And you know how he did it? He was cooking with a pan, like a deep pot pan. He took it, he put it upside down, he stuck a razor, stuck it in the pan. That's the engine sound for the pod racer. But that's
Is that true?
Steve's very young.
yeah.
Not
When you
my
think
age.
about it, it sounds like the pod racer. Sometimes the simplest things, you know.
Hey, Toss, how is the gain now? Is it better?
Much better. Much
Right.
better.
Yeah.
Much better, yeah. $10 headset sounds as good as some several thousand. A lot of, I mean, this is literally a $10 headset with a USB adapter, but it's not as good as a $1,000 setup. No, it's good enough.
I gotta make a run and grab me another beer here in a second.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, Windows 10 is giving you a headache there, Tim. No.
Could you make that? Could you make that
No,
too,
listen,
Tim?
I'm Linux guy. Period. So
Yes.
Yeah, just bring the 6-pack.
Yes, for all the
I'll
Windows
just get a
users
30
out
pack.
there, yes, that's for my
Just
Windows
get a 30
friends.
pack
Yeah.
of the Bush Light and maybe get some
Yeah.
Coronas with it. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stand by. Windows is patching.
That's what I feel.
We're getting
Windows
some beers.
patching and that's Windows.
Well,
We're getting
You
some
know,
alcohol. It's gonna be
I did
fine.
hear with Windows 10 problems, the sale of alcohol has gone through the roof here since last year. So I should have bought stock in Budweiser. Budweiser, the preferred beer of Windows users. Oh, is it fixed
Well, you
yet?
know-
Oh,
Well, you know, it is funny from a guy in Utah that makes fun of Arch and its instability. How many Windows users have had their machines bricked because of the bad updates in Windows 10?
I don't know if machines have been bricked. I haven't heard that yet, but things have broken, like printer, the start menu, Wi-Fi, audio on my son's machine. It's the little things
Now,
that
We
yeah.
did have people's machines. Didn't it delete like things out of the file system on one update? Like,
That's happened to me in Linux too. So I'll give Windows that because look, they wanted to copy Linux and they have.
you lost data because
Oh,
of an update? Really? Huh.
No, it wasn't up. It was Ubuntu. One of the versions of Ubuntu that was finalized. I installed it. I went to click on the file, my document. Then bam, gone. And what hurts, I read the release notes. They knew about it. They released it anyway.
But it was
So
a
I'll let-
beta.
No, no, it was fine. So I'll let Windows slide on that because Ubuntu did it. But this other stuff, there's no reason for it. They've done better, and they have with Windows 7. So yeah, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Steve says Bud sucks. Well, Steve, what do you drink? Headache
Yeah.
beer. I like Budweiser, Bud Light.
Yeah.
Mitchell likes beer Laos. What, from Thailand?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's from Laos. But okay.
That's one for me.
All right.
Somebody get toss a map.
It's like
yeah.
beer Americana. It's from Mexico.
Yeah.
It's from-
No, I like a light
Oh,
beer.
man.
I can't handle a heavy beer, so a nice light beer.
Rulon says you have a brick Twin 10 on a different hard drive. It won't boot. I'll be posting a video on how to fix that. Because that happened to me. I kind of did it on purpose to test it. You have to create a Windows 10 USB bootable stick. Go into the terminal, type in a few commands: boot rec, fix MBR, fix boot, rebuild BCD. And if I
you
lost you, I'll show you how to do it. I didn't
could
really
also-
yeah, sorry. Go ahead, DT.
Well, you could also do that. You could make a Ubuntu USB stick.
Yes.
And just throwing that out there. Right?
Yeah, you could but Windows 10 you can download it for free to create a stick. I think they recommend. I use a 16 gigabyte stick. Anyway, I'll talk about that if I feel like it, Microsoft. But
Now-
that can be fixed. Yeah.
Do you usually use a Windows USB stick for recovery, or do you use a Linux stick to rescue your Windows machines? Or does it matter?
One time I couldn't boot into my Windows. It was a dual boot, and I need to extract some files or photos. So I used a USB stick. Or no, actually I didn't have to. I mounted my Windows partition in Ubuntu, extracted the files to the Ubuntu side. But yeah, you could also do that with an Ubuntu USB stick. But Windows 10 usually has very good recovery options built in that did not work for me. They've worked all the time except now. But in this case, when the bootloader broke, and that was because I ran it as a dual boot, and I forgot to do something before I had to use my. But that was my fault. That wasn't Microsoft's fault. But it can be done. Cat Gamer says Linux Mint setup looks like Windows 10. I'm going to give you the phone number of my doctor, Dr. Benny Mendova. No, just kidding.
I'm not sure what the setup looks. Are you talking about the installation process?
Probably how it's themed. Or that's
Yeah.
like you can. Zoran looks that way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Dwayne likes Das Ikis Green. Okay, Dwayne. Welcome, Dwayne. Isn't that the show with the guy? I don't always do this, but when I do, I drink.
Yeah,
vodka.
Dos Equis, yeah.
Dos Equis, yeah.
Yeah,
The most
right.
interesting man in the world. Oh. Speaking of beer, Daniel Craig, the latest James Bond, I guess they wrapped up filming, and he had a party, and he got drunk. Mr. Bond got drunk. And told everybody thank you. So good for Bond. 007, are you here? Brr, yes. Brr. No, but
James, that is.
James Bond. They should make an adult version of a Bond called the James Blonde 0069 or something now. But
They've probably already made adult
they
versions.
probably
of that.
have.
They've made adult spin-offs of every popular film ever made. I
Yeah,
think.
the one with Star Trek was pretty funny too. Instead of Scotty, it was Squatty. I'm going to leave it there for this family show. You guys.
If it wasn't a family-friendly show, I could share half a dozen funny titles I've seen.
Demonetized. I know. Send those super chats because I think I crossed the line. Yeah.
We used to have a game between me and my buddies where we would make up names of movies. It was funny.
Yeah. Star Wars was something else wars, and yeah.
Yeah.
With a W, right?
I
Well,
saw
there
a
were-
funny one.
yeah.
I saw
Be
a
right
funny one
back.
based on Harry Potter, but it was Harry something else.
You're right. There was one adult movie called. What the hell was it called? There was an adult titled movie called "Getting It in the End." Okay.
You remember that Disney film about the killer whale, Free Willy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came across a film one time. It was Free My Willy.
That's a good one too. Come on, these super chats have been demonetized. Yeah.
Oh,
God.
that's probably the only one we can throw out there because it didn't contain any
Right.
crazy
Carry on.
language.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh wow.
uh,
Maybe I should have done a private
my
chat,
goodness.
but that's okay.
Next time I'm not gonna smack my hand like that.
There were so many.
I was laughing so hard I was taking my foot in my hand.
There was a Viagra joke. Can I say that? I gotta
yeah,
think about it.
why not? I mean,
If your que-
Jimmy
question,
Johnson
yeah.
advertised it.
Well, the joke was I once overdosed on Viagra. It was the hardest day of my life.
See, this is why we bring Derek in, because he's funny.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm just worried about the folks in the chat. You know, they're all Googling that movie right now.
Don't
No.
blame it on me. Yeah. So.
The devil wears nada.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Somebody in the chat's gonna say that torrent needs a seed. Oh,
Woo. Yeah. Yeah. So as you're patching up your Windows 10 updates, watch a movie. Yeah.
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 As long as it's not a dirty movie.
I don't know if there's been an adult movie about Windows or Microsoft. I don't know.
now, speaking of dirty movies, I actually had a video a couple of weeks ago demonetized. I appealed it, and Google got back to me and said my video was not appropriate for their advertisers. So they
What was
Oh,
the
yes.
topic? What was the topic?
Richard Stallman.
I could have guessed
Oh,
that.
because of what he said. Yeah, I'll have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
give that to Google on that one. Yeah, he's a bit. Yeah.
But that's very strange because I wasn't doing anything but reading a news story about it.
No, but
It
but
was
the
weird.
content. Yeah, no,
Weird.
he's a unique
Oh, it wasn't- it
individual.
wasn't-
Yeah.
It wasn't Derek. It wasn't the one where you weren't saying anything.
No, it wasn't that one. It was the
Oh.
one after he got fired, and I read the news story about him being fired from MIT.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I was demonetized for that. I was like, really?
What?
For that video? Because I've got plenty that are out there that are monetized that are much worse than anything quoted in that. Yeah.
I guess
Kinda
it took
proves the
them a
point,
little
though, doesn't it?
far.
Talking to them, backgrounds.
Uh-oh. We got some audio
Tim's got some
problems.
background, yeah. Tim's got some background noise going. I think that's his Windows 10 machine breaking in the back of the screen.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna hammer Windows 10 all weekend, man, just to get back for what they did to my boy. You know.
They did to your son, yeah.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
was
my
just
son, thank
wrong.
God he's got patience. Thank God, you know, and it was a weekend, so there's no classes. But he says, Dad, I gotta do it because of my document. I'm like, I'll fix it. I literally thought yesterday I'll be done in 20. Look, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for many years. And son of a gun, leave it to Windows 10 to leave it to the next day for me to fix it.
Oh,
Anyway,
poor you.
but it's fixed. It wiped it and reset it. Look, when all else fails, somebody said, well, try downloading the updates. That just takes time. And what if it doesn't work? No, just when all is said and done, if you're not sure, wipe it, scrap it, reinstall it. That's the only way to be sure.
Yeah.
And that's true with Linux too, by the way, and Mac probably.
Yep.
So
Start all the heck over again.
start from scratch. Run a virus scanner. It wasn't a virus. Well, unless you want to call Windows 10 the virus, but no, it wasn't a virus.
At
Yeah.
least it wasn't Gen 2.
Wow. What happened with Gentoo, Ben?
No, well, I installed it on my Ryzen. Okay.
Mhm.
It didn't take as long as it normally would. That's the important thing. And I even put GNOME on it.
Yeah. But the way you
386 packages for no.
how long did that take? 8 hours? 10 hours?
No, my
It
Ryzen.
took 2 6-packs of Budweiser. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
It took about 3 hours.
That's still a long time, even on a Ryzen. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had my make flag set to J8.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
the
actually,
Chromebooks
no,
do the
it
updates in
was
the
about
background. I don't
2
see them,
hours.
so
Well, the Ryzen has 6 cores, 12 threads, so Surge was helping me. And the funny thing was, even with all them cores, it still took an hour to 2 hours at most.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, dude, it's GNOME.
Are you trying to say GNOME is bloated?
Well, it's.
I don't know if it's, but it does feel slow. I won't say it's bloat. I mean, like
It's not bloat, but it's just a lot to compile.
playing GNOME is not. Well, like Pop OS is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about regular GNOME here. This is not some random customized build of GNOME.
Yeah, did it come with all the suite of apps? You know, like
Yes,
Totem
it's
and okay.
GNOME Lite.
Mhm.
There is a GNOME Lite option where you can download, just the minimal GNOME, but then you don't get all the extra stuff.
Well, I guess you could have went to Mate
Spot, yeah.
like Toss does. Maybe Mate would compile quicker.
Maybe, or I could do
It's
XFCE.
lightweight. Yeah.
But
Hello,
then-
Simple Tech.
Hey, Simple Tech, what's up? But yeah, I might just keep GNOME and just, remove some of the stuff that I don't want. So
Steve is having thumbs issue. He keeps hitting the trackpad.
that's funny.
Yeah, Simple Tech is asking about, Fedora 30. Yeah, that's going to be out soon. Is anybody excited about it? I'm actually really excited about it. I'm a big Fedora fan, so
I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
really
not
care,
a Fedora kind of guy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I like things that just work, and Fedora, at least on my equipment, typically just works. So I don't know.
I hear you.
I think I tried it once or twice. I got it to work, but I can't say it was newbie friendly, especially for
It's
multimedia.
not.
Yeah, it's just.
I
doesn't-
mean, you
yeah.
have to do so much work. It's kind of like a pre-built Gen 2 to me.
Yes, Simple Tech. Thank you.
Anyway,
you
guys,
do have to add some. You do have to add some non-free repositories right away. Otherwise, yeah, you're not going to get all the software.
Yeah.
that's the
yeah.
problem with it is that you have
It takes
to
time to set up Fedora. Yes, that's the one thing. Yeah. Last time I think Fedora was mentioned for the top, but I think it was just the 1 or 2 votes. Like I said, the top 3 were Manjaro, Mint, and MX. Ubuntu Mate didn't get any mention on, maybe 1, but that's okay. My top 10 would be probably more Ubuntu based because that's what I'm used to, like Ubuntu Mate, Ubuntu, Peppermint, Zorin, Linux Mint, a few others. Dan says the family just left. Why did you insult them too with Windows 10? Oh.
All right, guys, I'm calling it a night now.
All right, Ben, you look tired.
All right,
you have
Ben.
a good night.
Yeah,
Yep.
Good night, guys.
See you,
We'll
man.
see.
Ciao.
Have a good
Arrivederci.
Good luck in school, man.
Anyway, yeah, it's when you go on Distro Watch and look at the top half of that list, a lot of it is Debian or Ubuntu based, and it's for a reason. That's why Ubuntu team Canonical deserves a lot of credit, and they take a lot of flack. Well, because of the this and that. Look, if it wasn't for Ubuntu, how many Windows users like myself wouldn't gotten exposure to the power of Linux if it wasn't for Canonical? They deserve a lot of credit.
Well, there again, ditto. I said that to you before. It's got a special place in my heart, especially 1404 Ubuntu, the Unity.
They pulled it off, so yeah.
And that's
but,
what started me. And I've met all of you.
Yeah.
Hmm?
So they deserve a lot of credit. I mean, GNOME is not my favorite. I know it's DT's favorite, but
I love it.
how long was you on? Like for one trial, and you went, you threw up on it or something?
I think I made it almost 2 weeks on GNOME 3.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Now I didn't use it like a normal user. I
Okay.
installed a third-party program to set up hotkeys to control all the windows, so I never had to touch the mouse. I basically turned it into a window, like a tiling window manager.
Okay.
But it was still GNOME. Technically, I was on GNOME,
DT,
and it wasn't horrible.
If you had to pick a top 3 Linux, name your top 3 for this year, based on your experience.
Ooh, top
Start with
3.
number 3.
Let's see if we're gonna do like new user-friendly Linux for the masses, or top 3 for DT. It would
For
be a
you.
little weird. For
Yeah.
me personally,
Yeah.
you know what? The one I'm running, obviously, Arco.
Okay.
I've got to fit it in there somewhere. I probably have to do. You know what? I really like what the Ubuntu Budgie team is doing. If we're going to throw a Ubuntu-based distro,
Fair enough.
because
Okay.
I try it out every 6 months
Okay.
when they have a new release. I usually put it on one of my laptops.
Okay.
And Manjaro. And there's a reason why it gets a lot of buzz. There's some things about it I don't like, but as far as making Linux popular, yeah, I get why Manjaro is.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably put Arch on my top 10 list because of all the possibilities and customizations for it to make it your own. Obviously not for newbies, but I would probably put that on a Linux top 10 list.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that was, yeah.
You know.
Like my top 10 there, yeah, I mean, my top 3, I'm thinking more than just me. Like, I could run anything. It really doesn't matter to me as far as distribution. Install anything on my machine, and I'll make it work. So.
And Narita, Q1 Fiend,
I saw one in your
KO,
video.
Black Ops, welcome.
We just got raided, I think.
We got raided. All right, let's welcome to people coming in late. You missed it, but the number one based Linux for this year, that based on your votes, was Temple OS. No, just kidding.
Yes, great. React OS just had a big release.
Why does that even exist? I hate to say that.
Are they still out of beta?
They've been beta
No,
for
it's
the
still
last-
alpha. It's not beta. It's alpha.
Right.
It's been alpha for 18 years.
Oh wow!
They started development 18
God
years
bless
ago.
them. They are determined.
Yeah, to make a Windows 98 clone. Right. It's almost 2020. Yeah.
No wonder Windows folks are laughing. Of course, I'm laughing at them now, but all the like breakages in Windows 10.
Yeah,
but-
by the time it sees a real like 1.0 release, no one will need it anymore. Like it serves no purpose anymore.
Maybe 10 years ago it made sense, and it did, but now
20 years ago, it really made sense. Now,
yeah,
it
really,
doesn't.
yeah. I know. All right, welcome everybody here late to the stream. Let's do some funny one-liners. DT mic is too loud now. Okay, DT, crank it down a notch. He's got his Star Trek thing there, you know.
We'll split the difference.
All right.
Let's see if that works.
Okay, that'll work. All right, very good. Hello, Quails. Did you guys know that the very first tablet, Moses had the first tablet that could connect to the cloud? Fitz likes that.
That's one for Toss.
That's one for me. I'm just reading some of the. Okay. Yesterday, I donated my watch, my phone, and $500 to a poor guy. I felt so good when he put his gun back in his pocket. No. That was a good one. Anyway. A Mexican magician was doing a magic trick. He said, uno, dos, and then he disappeared without a trace.
At least this is cleaner than what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
At least it's PG.
Yeah. My girlfriend broke up with me, so I took her wheelchair. Guess who came crawling back? Ooh. Ooh. eBay is so. This is kind of clever. eBay is so useless. I tried to look up lighters, and all they had was 13,000 matches. Okay. I'm trying to find the clean ones. I can't believe I got fired from the calendar factory. All I did was take a day off. Okay. Let's see. I asked my North Korean friend how it was there. He said he couldn't complain. Oh, there was a classic one. It was funny, but it wasn't funny. Some guy called the suicide hotline in Afghanistan. They got all excited, asked him if he could drive a truck.
Oh, I knew where that was going.
Yeah, that's clever. Let's see. I was reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down. I bet it is, yeah. Let's see here. I accidentally handed my wife a glue stick instead of a chapstick. She's still not talking to me.
Don't give anyone any ideas.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's see here. A doctor tells a woman she can no longer touch anything alcoholic. So she got a divorce. Okay. He did
So
some
that's
damage.
what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe if we start telling people that the brain is an app, they'll start using it. Okay. Very good.
Okay.
God grades on the cross, not the curve. I like that. Good one. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm not saying, honey, that your perfume is too strong. That's not what I'm saying. However, what I'm saying is that the canary was alive right before you got here. Artificial intelligence is no match for natural stupidity. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Let's see here. How did I escape Iraq? I ran. That was a good one.
Okay.
A diplomat is a man who always remembers a woman's birthday but never remembers her age. I like that. Those of you who are still married, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. My therapist says I have a preoccupation with vengeance. Oh yeah, but we'll see about that. Let's see here. As long as there are tests, there will always be prayer in schools. Good one. I like that. Yeah. Let's see here. How is it that I always seem to buy the plants without the will to live? Boy, I do not have a green thumb. When I lived in Florida, I bought plants for the garden, and they all died. I'm like, water, hello? It's Florida, you know. I forgot to water them, and they all died. Yeah. I can.
Yeah, but it rains every 5 minutes over there.
Well, not always though. It seems that way, but yeah.
No, well, I've had the same problem though. If I keep
Yeah.
them inside, and because of my work schedule, I'll forget to water them. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just
Yeah.
put them outside. It always rains here, and then
Yeah.
after a week, you know, they're dead because of all the rain. So
Well.
you can't.
Right. I do not have a green thumb. My boss is going to fire the employee with the worst posture. You know, I have a hunch it might be me. Hey, what do you want? They're clean, okay?
Right.
It's just that we're not. That's the problem.
I know. Because the ones before were a lot funny.
Yeah,
but they
they'll
were
have to
boring.
replay the video. For them.
Yeah. I'm not going to repeat it. Teamwork is important. It helps to put the blame on somebody else. When I told the doctor about my loss of memory, he asked me to pay in advance. That's clever. Let's see here. Photons have mass? I didn't even know they were Catholic.
Do they play games?
Yeah. I started out with nothing, and I still have most of it. But boom. Let's see. A clean house is the sign of a broken computer. Yep. Did Noah include termites on the ark? All right, that's the best one. That's the best, cleanest
Okay.
one. Yeah. For a
Took
clean
a couple
one.
seconds. Took a
yeah.
couple seconds.
Yeah, the wooden. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here.
What about the fleas and the ticks?
You can go, yeah. Let's see. Moses was leading his people through the desert for 40 years. It seems, even in biblical times, men avoided asking the way. Okay, all
I
right.
hear a bird chirping.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. No, can't. They can't do that one. That's funny too, but I'm not gonna do that one. My wife and I were happy for 20 years. Then we met. But
Just started again.
let's see here. Never laugh at your girlfriend's choices because you're one of them. Yeah. Okay. The man who created autocorrect has died. Restaurant in peace. Okay. I'll tell you a chemistry joke, but I know I wouldn't get a reaction.
What website are you looking at for this?
This is online fun jokes, so something. I'm just going through these at random for yeah. This is one of my favorites. I used to think I was indecisive. No, I'm not too sure. That's one of the funniest ones. Anyway. Not all math puns are terrible. Just some. SUM. Okay.
Gotcha.
Intelligence is like underwear. It's important that you have it, but not necessary to show it off. Okay. All right. The Big Bang Theory. God spoke and bang, it happened. I like that one. Yeah. Let's see here. To the mathematicians who thought of the idea of zero, thanks for nothing. Why is the day that you do laundry, cook, and clean and iron, why you call that a day off? Boy, ain't that the truth. Yeah. Okay. This is clever. Girl, you're like a car accident because I can't just look away. Good one. I like that one. Yeah. What was that one? You meet a girl and you say, I have to ask for your phone number because my parents always told me to follow my dreams.
That might be one of the lamest pickup lines.
But you know what? It's clean. It's yeah, you know. I'm not sure if it's one I would use, but
My day off is when I'm in the toilet or sleeping. Way to go, Andrea.
of course.
I hear you, Anna.
Really?
I hear
Okay.
you.
My job is secure. Nobody else wants it. But boom. Okay. Let's see here. I asked my wife if she ever fantasizes about me. She says yes. About me taking out the trash, mowing the lawn, doing the dishes.
Yeah, what else are you supposed to do
Yeah, really.
besides work all day long?
My doctor... Yeah, I guess I could say this. My doctor told me I needed to break a sweat once a day. So I told him I start lying to my wife. I think I'll stop it there before I say the wrong one. Ron Singh, what's up? Yeah, Steve says you think about gravity too much, it just weighs on you. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That is true, yes. Yeah, for those of you who came in late, the number one distro for this year was MX Linux. Made Tim happy, made his day.
Made it go
Yeah.
Dolphin.
That's right. Run with the dolphin.
Run
Yes.
with the Dolphin. But again, then again, it has to also do with the antics. I mean, they both go together, and I use them both. You know. And again, Toss, you know, love Ubuntu. I started there, especially again with 1404. 1604 was awesome.
Yeah, that was
You
the
know,
best
Ubuntu,
one.
Yeah, Ubuntu. Yeah, there you go. It's like Windows 7, but Ubuntu 1604.
And then they decided to dump Unity.
Yeah,
That's the way it goes.
but
That was a
Monte-
dumb decision. Unity was
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
you know, what? I loved it. I think I see all these other desktops that vary the Windows look, and I just won't look at it. You know, I think that's why I think MX with me, because it has the Unity look, and it's Debian stable. You know, then Antix, it's married to it, and I use the Fluxbox. What do you call it? Desktop environment with Antix. And it's just, I don't know. It's just, boom. You know, for me, anyway. So, and I'm not
DT,
realistic. I'm just a general user. I'm not anything else here. So,
DT, have you tried Exhale Music Player?
Oh, not in a long time. Isn't that? It's been so long since I've
It
used
has
it.
an
But wasn't
update.
it?
It has an update in 4 years. It just has a new update in 4 years.
Yeah, wasn't that based on the old? Was it based on Amarok? Isn't that one of the spinoffs? From,
You know what? It's been so long, I don't remember either.
I know there's a few forks of
Yeah.
that over the years.
I just saw it off the ticker feed, so I didn't realize we needed another one. But
But that's
why not?
probably why I haven't looked at it in years. If it hadn't been updated
Yeah, I
in
know.
years.
Hello, Omega Beast. Hello, Jesper. You like Ubuntu Mate? Yeah, awesome. Yeah, awesome.
For big audio player
Yeah.
programs, like if I want something like fully featured, Rhythm Box, I kind of like. I don't mind Rhythm Box.
Rhythm Box, it just works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I want something smaller, Dead Beef,
Okay.
or just play it in one of the terminal music
Okay.
players from.
Right. Anna Rita, tell your
Hi,
wife
Anna Rita's
hello
wife.
also. Yes. Oh, I should say hi. How are you? Good not to see you again alive. No, but just kidding.
But I agree with Tim about Antics. The great thing about Antics is it's one of the few distros now that still has 32-bit support. So and that's
Yeah.
that's kind of important. As
Yes.
more and more of those are going
Yes.
away.
Yes. Yeah. Linux Mint still have 32-bit support, I believe.
I think I read this morning that Fedora 31's dropping 32-bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. I can't imagine any of the major distros like the big ones
Yeah.
keeping 32-bit support anymore. There's no point in that. It's such a small niche now. Really, you just need a handful of distros to cover those users. Antics, Puppy, you're always going to have those distros out there. Tiny Core, things like that. There's no reason for distros like Ubuntu and Fedora and SUSE and Arch to even worry about those users.
Hello, Anthony Tucker.
Off the bat,
Welcome.
though, off the bat,
you know,
Fedora is
Garrett,
saying that.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, off the bat, though, Fedora are saying that they're still going to support a lot of the multi-lib 32-bit libraries, though, still. They're just not releasing a 32-bit ISO.
Right.
So they're not going to make the same mistake that Ubuntu did.
Right.
And
the
Arita
Antics,
says,
I use it with 64-bit also, Derek. So I mean, it just
yeah,
works
that's the
great.
standard now. And Arita says she likes the red shirt, but don't go bullfighting with it. Okay, I won't. No, trust me, you'll never see this New Yorker bullfighting.
Hey, don't make the same mistake I did
yeah.
one time. I got a red polo shirt just like that, Toss.
Mm-hmm.
And one night, about 10, 11 o'clock at night, I went into Target.
Okay.
And I needed to do some shopping.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, a lady, taps me on the back. And, can you help me find whatever?
Yeah.
And you know what? I just rolled with it. I was like, yeah, let's see if we can find that. I walked around with her.
You know what? That makes me think maybe I should, wear this walk into a Target, see if a nice young single lady taps you on the shoulder.
Yeah,
You just
that
gave
would
me
be a
thought.
great story. Yeah.
Yeah. How did
How
you
did you
guys
meet?
meet? We met at Target. Really? How? I had a red shirt on, huh? Oh, right. Yeah. You got to think out of the box, Yeah. But yeah, if we have any Windows users watching, this is for you. I had to fix my son's Dell machine; it broke, so that's why I'm keeping it on there. So
I almost
yeah,
snorted again.
yeah.
Almost.
My goodness. But yeah, I think Microsoft just issued another update warning. Wow. You know, I've always said, never underestimate the power of stupidity. Yeah, Microsoft, a powerful company, and they were stupid with Windows 10.
Well, that's all right. Once the next version of Windows drops, they'll probably replace the NT kernel with the Linux kernel,
Yeah.
since they heart Linux.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And then their takeover will be complete. So
Yes. Right. Skynet will take over. If we have any people who are using Windows and have had issues, if you would like to comment and rant. So, yeah. All right, Mitchell, you need to go. Very good. Thank you for stopping by. AJ says Microsoft just said Windows is not a major factor for them anymore. That's interesting if they really said that. Well, you know what? Because they probably, you know what? We give up. You know, you're on your own, guys. Go to Chromebook, go to Linux, go to Mac. You're on your own. We're done.
well, they're not making money with their operating system anymore. They're making money through
Yeah.
services
Yeah.
and you know.
Right. Yeah. We keep losing Tim. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe his internet. Security updates broke the internet. Simple Tech. I guess that could happen too. But I think Microsoft doesn't have the same quality control team as they did before. And I think that's the problem. If I had to guess, I think they don't have the same amount of resources dedicated to quality, because there were no problems with Windows 7. There weren't even that many problems with Windows 8, technically. But man, once Windows 10 came around, the floodgates opened. And it's bad. It is really bad. You know. I mean, it's a joke to say the Windows 10 update broke the start menu. Oh. They practically invented it, you know. Anyway.
It's pretty sad. You're definitely right. It's pretty sad.
Azure is the future,
But then
Steve?
again, if it didn't happen, I'd never know you fine gentlemen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
once a door closes, another one opens. That's how I look at it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
but this is open for me personally. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I look at all of you. I mean, Derek, especially Utah, Vincent, and Steven, just everybody, the guys from the UK, and I don't know them as well, you know, as you guys do, or even on Biddle. You know, again,
Simple Tech, I would suggest deferring Windows 10 updates until you have the money to buy a Mac. Then
Wow.
you're good to go. Yeah.
He's going to be deferring updates for a long time.
I know. Yeah, I know. A long time. All right. Oh man. Well, Colin, I didn't have problems with the dual booting. It was my son's Dell, my son's brand new Dell that he got last year for school. That one had the problem. Who knew? Yeah, and I was surprised I had to go through a complete wipe and reset to make it work. I'm not blaming Dell. I gotta blame Windows for that one. But for me, I haven't had the issues. I guess it's a hit and miss, but I guess for more people it's more of a hit than a miss from what I'm reading. I mean, if you search Windows updates on the news, it's all over the place. Breaking this, patching that. It's bad.
And the problem is, it's not just one bad update. It's like the last 4 or 5. Every single update they push is now it's breaking something.
It can no longer be trusted. That's the bottom line. Microsoft doesn't think Windows is important anymore. An article from The Verge. Okay, I guess so.
No.
I guess. But
I
you
can
know
see
what?
that.
You know, this is a golden opportunity for a Linux machine to stand out. Besides a Chromebook, a pure Linux machine, nothing out there, and that's a shame. That is really a shame.
To put this in a perspective, heck, I can't think of the last time I had an update on Linux that broke my machine to the point where I needed to reinstall. If you don't count that week I spent in Gentoo about a year and a half ago, if you don't count that,
Yeah.
I've never had the situation with Arch or any of the Arch-based distros where I had to reinstall because of a bad update.
It's usually not the, maybe a piece
Ubuntu
of
is-
software doesn't work or
Yeah.
something like that. But the system, even for me, I can't. I mean, I messed up the bootloader, but that was my fault.
Yeah, everybody's had a broken grub. Everybody's had a
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
video driver, but I've never had one where data was missing or
Right.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
What about that Antics stream you did, DT? Did that reboot?
I ended up fixing that. Yeah, once I updated it, and, after that stream, it was fine. I lived in it for about 2 weeks after that, and made more videos on it. It's just that very first one was really bad. Yeah.
Or the Debian unstable thing that you tried to live stream, and I
Yeah,
knew it was
that's the
gonna-
one he's
Is that the
talking
one?
about.
Okay, all right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
froze. You
that's
just
the
kept
one.
right on talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
took
it-
a lot of nerve. Yeah.
Yeah, but even that wasn't broken to the point I needed to reinstall. I was fine after that.
Okay. All right. It just kind of looks funny live. Hey, you really need to try Linux, but don't try this one.
Well, listen, gentlemen, I'm gonna head off here. I gotta
Okay.
All right, Tim.
All right, Timo. Thank you for stopping by.
Take care, Tim. It's
Thank
good to
you
see
all.
you.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
good to see you all. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime.
You guys be safe. Okay, as always.
You too, buddy. Yep.
Thank you.
Catch you next time. All right. If we have any new people watching here in the chat, now's your time to ask a question, say hello, and we'll answer a question maybe for tonight. Anna Rita says you'll stick with Linux. Okay. Why not? I have mostly 80% of the time. Hong Kong announces ban on masks and face paint that helps protesters evade facial recognition. Ooh, shocking. Silva says, thoughts on Void Linux? I've never tried it, DT. Have you? Void Linux?
I played around with Void a little bit. I installed it on one of my machines like a while back and played with it for a week or two on physical hardware. I've looked at it in VMs a few times.
Okay.
And I have actually thought about putting it on my main production machine at some point because it is kind of an interesting
Okay.
distribution. It's
Okay.
like the anti-bloat distribution. You guys know I hate bloat. So
Okay.
they replace things like they go with, instead of glibc, what are they doing? MUSL, and they have their own SSH, it's less bloated. They have their own init system. They get rid of systemd and do run it. Systemd is like 1,000,000 lines of code. Their init system is like 600 lines of code or something crazy.
Okay. All right.
It's just an interesting project. So, like, they're doing their own thing, and like I get why they exist. Where a lot of distros out there, are like, why are these people even making this? They have a hard time even explaining to you what the point of their distribution is. But Void, I get what they're doing.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Renard asks, what does my son think about Ubuntu Mate? He was asking questions about it yesterday. As I was trying to fix his machine, he was looking at my Ubuntu Mate and my other big screen here. He was asking some questions about it. So, yeah. Yeah. DT now looks like he's on a radio studio with all of his audio equipment. Yeah. I know. DT should do like a radio DJ. Live from Friday night, it's DT and Tosh Show. Welcome on WKRP 2416 here. And
Hey, let me do it, guys. This is WTUX Tux Radio. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
He's a
Yeah,
natural.
nice.
He's a
Hello,
natural.
CJ. Welcome. Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah. This is WTOS from New York. Okay, you guys got to give it up for DT. Come on. Yes, Colin, I agree. Windows 10 is awesome in a virtual machine with the internet off. No, you're close. Windows 10 is awesome in a virtual machine with Mac OS as the host. There you go.
Well, Toss, what does your son do on his computer that he still needs Windows?
He has to use Microsoft Office. His teachers told him to.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, all right. I'm not going to argue. If you need it, you need it. I understand. I said, Mike, you want to try LibreOffice? No, I'm supposed to use. Okay, all right, no problem. We'll fix your machine. So we got it fixed.
That's probably the biggest hang-up
Yeah.
people have moving to Linux or just moving away from Windows
It's
in
specific
general
software.
is the Office suite. If we could, LibreOffice is so good, but still, for
It's
school and
close.
work,
It's
for
close.
school and work,
Yeah.
people got to use what they got to use.
I understand. That's why I didn't argue. Kenny, yes, I was able to get my son's machine. I had to do a complete wipe and a reset, which surprised me. But I got to work it until the updates break it again in the future. So,
But somebody mentioned Windows in a VM. Windows 10 runs great in a VM on Linux.
yeah.
So you could install Microsoft Office in a VM and you're just fine.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my top 3 Windows operating systems, we had the Linux are Windows 7, Windows 7, and Windows 7. Period.
Toss's number 3 was True OS.
Yeah. How true. Oh man.
And people still bug me. I eventually have to install one of the BSDs on my main production machine and try to make it work, even though it was such a disaster the last time I tried it. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna try it.
Yeah.
I can't do what I do on BSD. It just can't happen. It's not there.
LibreOffice has the converter for MS Office. I don't know. I don't know. Switch says some people can get away with Office 365 online. Well, actually, when we reset his computer, he lost his Microsoft Office. Luckily, go online, type in your email address and password. And Microsoft recognized he was a customer, that he renewed it, and he was able to download the Office suite again. So that was nice.
I do not like
Microsoft.
Office 365. I
It
have
works.
to use
Yeah,
I
it
have to use it at work, Office
Yeah.
365, but I prefer the desktop client.
I don't know, but
I hate these cloud-based services. I hate these web-based services. Just give me a desktop client.
well, in this situation, he had to download it back to his desktop. He had to log in because of the reset. So at least Microsoft got that right. After they broke the system, download the other piece, right?
But it seems like everybody is moving to 365 now. I get because the cost is a lot lower. Most businesses now are actually moving to 365. So
Yeah. Larry says
They're making
Windows
it very
ME,
hard to
yeah.
buy a client version of Office anyway, as well.
yeah, it seems like that's Microsoft's plan. They want you using 365. It's better pricing. Of course, it's subscription based, which they prefer.
Windows ME was called the Mistake Edition, but I think Windows 10 is the real ME, the Mistake Edition. That's what I think.
I think Microsoft wants people off the desktop clients for their Office suite because they realize how many people would do something like, I bought Microsoft Office Suite 2003 and I run it for 20 years. There were people doing that, and they can't make money with people doing that. They want
Understandable.
you to,
I'm
I
pretty
get
sure I'm
it.
one of those, actually.
Yeah.
yeah. I was one of
I
those
get
too.
it,
I
yeah.
ran it forever. I've
Yeah.
got a copy somewhere.
Well, there you go. Yeah. And they're saying, hey, buy a new copy. Yeah.
But they want you to spend that, $300 every couple of years, not every 2 decades, right? So now they figured, now that they moved to the subscription model, they've got you trapped.
I know. Yep.
Yep, Switch is saying the same thing.
You still run Office 2003 on your Win 7?
Yep.
As long as it works. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I didn't just pull that out of my head. I do have a copy of 2003. So.
Yeah, I use LibreOffice for my document stuff, and it's good enough. I don't have any other reason to, switch to something else. But for
I
school
still
and
sometimes
stuff,
see-
yeah.
I still sometimes see weird formatting incompatibilities when I bring an Office document over to LibreOffice.
Yeah, I don't have much problems with the word processor. The presentation software is not 100% compatible, though. Sometimes you get weird things with that.
Apparently, there was a Star Trek wine tasting. I'm looking at my ticker feed. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. I just saw it. Star Trek, whatever that means. That means, did you wine tasting in Vegas where they have the Star Trek experience? They have one of the sets built there you can walk through. It looks pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Get drunk with Worf.
Yeah.
Why would they be drinking wine, though? Shouldn't they be drinking Romulan ale?
I know that's supposed to be
Right.
the strongest. Yeah. Yeah.
Or Klingon blood wine. That
Yeah,
would
I
make
know,
sense,
really.
right? That's a shame. I knew both. I need to go to bed. I'm such a nerd.
Klingon blood wine food. Put some hair on your chest.
Yeah.
In this case, on your head. No, but what about using a proprietary Office suite such as FreeOffice? If you're gonna spend money, might as well buy the real thing, right? Yeah,
Right.
that's how I see it. Anthony Tucker says, "DT, enjoy your show."
Yeah. Thanks, Anthony.
Okay.
Let's make sure everybody that is watching Toss's stream gives him a thumbs up.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We got
Yes,
quite the
thumbs up.
crowd here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I survived the Windows 10 debacle. So I will say this, when you're, just one of those days or, going for a walk, talking to people really does help. It puts you back in the humanity of things and less technology, and it really does help. Like I said, I went downtown. They have block parties every first Fridays of the month, but this is the last month until April because winter. And it does help. I walked around. I walked to my favorite coffee shop. Well, one of my shops downtown had my latte, large. So if you cutie, girls walk in, they were all taken, but that's okay. I did feel better. I feel better. Then I came home. I thought, you know what? I feel a little bit better, even though I'm still ranting about Windows. So let me put that banner up again.
Wait,
But-
you went to the coffee shop and talked about Windows?
No,
amongst
no,
all,
no, no.
Amongst
No,
all
no,
them
no.
Mac users?
Yeah, really. You know what? I didn't see I think there was only one person with the laptop. It was people having a good time talking and this and that. It was nice. It was less technology tonight. Of course, people still had their cell phones, but it was nice just listen to the band and smell the food and the aroma of the smoke and all that. I just had my latte, sat down and chilled for a little bit. It was nice,
Oh, yeah. Nothing like some salted caramel latte with a poetry reading going on while looking at my MacBook Pro.
There you go.
Nice.
Welcome, Schwen Quinte. I hope I say that right. How are you, Schwen Quinte? Welcome to the stream. Why are you running Wimbone again? My son needed it for school. I had to fix it, so yeah, that's why. I run Windows maybe 20% of the time now. It's really more of a backup OS, right? But yeah, I'm sure you've seen all over the news. Windows 10 updates are breaking the updates that are breaking the updates. Yeah, who knew? Windows 10 would be a perfect 10 this way. This way, yeah.
Yeah, Gnostic is saying it's pumpkin spice latte season. I've already been to Starbucks and got my pumpkin spice this week. So.
Yeah, actually, the gas station, Speedway gas station has it's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's something different. Yeah.
The one thing about Starbucks I never have got onto is the sizes. Small, medium, and large is what I call it. I'm not going to call it grande and venti. And they look at me weird. Like, I want a medium pumpkin spice. So you want a grande pumpkin spice. And that's what I said, a medium. And they just look at me like, I refuse to use your terminology. So-
Yeah. Yes, I mean, I had time for a large latte. Well, that helped me relax. That's why. Yeah, I mean, they're out of Dom Perignon, so I had to go with the latte. All right, PCTLC, you have a good rest of your day there. Schwenquete says Manjaro's your dream OS. Well, that was number 3 on the list. You came in late. Number 3 was Manjaro. Number 2 was Mint. Number 1 was MX.
I'm going to drop out as well. It's lunchtime here, so.
Oh,
thanks for the
that's
chat.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. So, check your email. We may do a Windows 10 stream this weekend. Little rant. The Windows 10 Godzilla edition, because everything breaks.
Nice talking to you as well, DT.
All right.
All
See you,
right.
Vince.
Take care.
All right.
Everyone in chat. See you later.
Alrighty. So, wow. Anyway, that was something. But I don't know what Microsoft is going to do after Windows 10. Will they just keep taking the heat, keep breaking their system until companies will say, "Hey, what are we paying for?" I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
eventually Microsoft will base off of Linux. It makes sense. Why do all that heavy lifting, building your own OS? There's already a kernel out there waiting for you. You can put any user interface on top of it. You can
Yes.
even still make it look like Windows 10, and your users will be none the wiser. The only
Yes.
difference is it'll support more hardware. It'll be more stable. It'll be more secure. But I
seems
don't know.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of spyware they want to add to it, but they could
Right.
still add that on,
Yes.
to
Right. Hello, Spin Viking. Zora did not make the list. That did surprise me. At least not the top 3. But Zorn's good. It's solid. It's, stable. It's been around 10 years, and that says something. So, Zorn's good. In fact, they just released their laptops are for sale, starting at about $400, which is a fair price for a Linux, a full Linux machine. So yeah, nice. Next Win version is Winux. Why not? Sounds good to me. That's right, Sleepy. You can still eat and chat, but I understand if you're hungry. It is lunchtime there in Australia, mate. So you eat.
Yeah, I hope he's having something good for dinner.
The only issue I have with Linux is that a number of games I own on Steam will not run. Okay, well, I mean, Windows 10 still controls gaming. I will say that. Star Trek wines, the 2016 Chateau Picard Bordeaux. Yes.
With
Yes,
Vegemite.
With right, yeah.
Right.
No Vegemite, man. Oh, it's 5 o'clock there in Denmark, Jesper. Wow. Well, thank you for staying on, man. Okay. Nice. Oh. I think we hit a chord with this, Windows 10 debacle and picking the top 3 Linux for the year. I don't think it's coincidence. No. Do I got something against Vegemite? I think DT did when he first tried it.
It wasn't horrible. I don't know if I would ever buy it again.
It's
Maybe.
an acquired taste, yeah.
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 But we
You said it was
mentioned
really salty, right?
It was very salty.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you like really salty stuff, if you like things like anchovies,
Okay. I
you
love
know,
anchovies, actually, yeah.
then it's okay. But it's like a little goes a long way, right? You
Right.
don't need a lot of it.
Yeah. It's kind of like toothpaste, yeah. Jesper says you couldn't sleep. Okay, I charge by the hour, Jesper. So make sure you contribute. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Sleepy will send you all the jars of Vegemite for Christmas.
Ooh,
Interesting.
stocking stuffers.
Yeah, stocking with Vegemite. Hey, yes. Honey, I'm out of super glue. What about the Vegemite? Okay.
I hope Vince has already left. I don't want to tell him I'd probably re-gift the Vegemite if he sent it to me. Right?
I think he's still watching.
Oh,
Oh,
I
wow.
gave myself up then.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in trying kangaroo meat, though.
Oh wow.
One of the few
Okay.
critters I've never eaten. So.
Okay. Yeah, Ron, the XFC version of Zorin is quite nice. Zorin, you know what? The GNOME desktop looks pretty spiffy, looks pretty nice. It's a little more heavier, but their version of it looks pretty good. It's more user-friendly in my opinion. It just, you need more resources to run that. But the XFC is quite nice also, yes. Vince, send them a nice coin purse. Oh, wow.
I remember that stream.
Demonetized again.
Yeah. You know what? I almost bought it. The only
Really?
reason I didn't buy the kangaroo scrotum coin
Yeah.
pouch is
Yeah,
because it was like $30 or $40 shipping.
Oh, really?
Like they
Oh,
were shipping
wow.
it from overseas. I was like, that's a lot of money for that particular item. Right. Yeah.
Wow. Bernard says, tell Santa you want a brand new System 76 laptop. They make good machines from what I hear. Yeah.
They're expensive, but
Yeah.
I've never tried one.
I never
So,
either. Yeah, I mean, I think Brian Lunduke does it only from only from that. So I'm assuming they are good and reliable. Honestly, if they had the money, I would just buy a new Dell or something. You know, a little more beefier to do. Yeah, but if it was I'm not like if somebody gives it to me, sure, I'll try. But all right, Switch. Maybe I'll catch you this weekend. Have a good one.
Yeah, see you, Tom.
So for those of you who joined in late, I did rant a little bit about Windows. That's why I put standby. I forgot to put Windows 10 as patching in the beginning when I had standby on, but I fixed my son's Dell machine. I had to wipe it, reset. Dell has a separate built-in partition to reinstall, which worked fine. It didn't take that long, but of course you have to reinstall your software. But I had a problem with the recovery options in Windows itself. It did not work.
You should have planned the gag out a little bit better. You should have done this in OBS, and then halfway through the stream, you should have went to a black scene.
I know.
Right, just a black screen, and then Windows is updating.
Right, yeah, really.
Or
yeah,
Windows
yeah.
has to restart or something.
Right, yeah.
And do it with
Boy.
no warning. Just
You know, when we started working on it, yes, I should have known. I've been doing this a long time. I should have known that instead of trying to fix it with this patch, forget the patch. Do a wipe and reinstall, because that's the only way to be sure. And that's in Linux too, by the way. But I held off. I mean, it's no big deal. It got done, so it took a few hours longer. So, Humble Bundle has a Linux admin books bundle. The Humble Bundle. That's okay.
no. Yeah, they don't do just gaming anymore. They have some bundles for like sysadmin stuff. They also were doing a Python bundle for anybody that's interested in Python programming. It's like 20-something Python apps and ebooks and things like that. So.
Okay.
And all that money goes to charity, so it's good to
Nice.
Yeah.
The Humble Bundle. Nice.
Right.
Yeah. I don't play as many games. I think the next game I will buy is Halo 6, because that's one of the things that Microsoft has done right over the years, is that Halo game is very well. Yeah, Sleepy, I saw it. Yes. But yeah, it's Halo is the one thing. Halo and the Xbox go together like, bacon and eggs or whatever, Blue screen, Larry Johnson. I haven't had blue screen issues in Windows 10. Maybe once. But overall, that part's been stable. Yeah, I would say that part has been stable. It's just the regular updates, security updates, updates after just breaking things left and right. They're not testing. They got rid of or don't have enough quality control management. They've got the resources, but they just said forget about it. And I don't get it.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. So,
Yeah, in the chat, Renard is asking me. I recently, about 3 weeks ago, I reviewed a distro called Condress OS, and apparently that project has come to an end. They're no longer continuing their distribution. He wanted to know what my views on that. Another one bites the dust. They come and go.
Yeah.
Well, it's nothing unusual. Nothing to get upset about or excited about. It's just, part of the process, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Updating Windows is blue, Larry says. Well, it makes me blue. Sleepy's having Vietnamese noodle soup. Well, good for you.
Ooh. I like
Nice.
soup.
Yeah.
I like the when I go to these Vietnamese restaurants and they do the pho soup. I like that stuff. Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the mate soup to come out.
That spicy?
That's spicy and green, right? Yeah.
Very stable. Right.
It should be. Haha.
Yeah.
Anna says, DT, you love Linux Mint. Have you ever tried Mint?
I've never run it on my main machine or anything. I mean, I've looked at Mint on and off for forever, but yeah, I mean, that's not something I've ever lived in.
Okay. Have you tried Q4OS according to Ron?
Yeah.
Question?
I've definitely tried that. That's really nice, actually. If you want something, especially if you've got older equipment, it runs the Trinity desktop. And it's based on Debian. I believe it's based on Debian Stable. Might be testing. Anyway, it's really good.
Okay. I think I looked at it once. I thought it was pretty fast.
It runs on like 200 megs of RAM.
I know.
It's something crazy,
Yeah. Sleepy wanted to post something at the end here, but make another joke about Windows 10, but I think I've done enough ranting about Windows 10. Something about installing updates, don't restart your PC or something like that, but oh well. How do you enable Flatpaks in Fedora 30 is a question for DT. I have no idea.
Was it not enabled by default?
I was going to say, aren't they?
Because the Red Hat guys are the ones behind Flatpak.
Right, yeah.
If he's using the normal GNOME edition, I would think that the Software Center, the GNOME Software Center would already have them, but maybe they don't.
I don't know.
I haven't booted into Fedora in a while, so I'm not sure on that.
DT, what do you think of Deepin? Is a question.
Is he talking about the desktop environment or the distro? I like them both, though. I don't mind the Chinese distro, Deepin OS. I don't think it's Chinese spyware. I don't think it's some China government conspiracy trying to spy on you. It's all free and open source software on that distro. If there was something crazy on it, we'd know about it. The desktop environment's fine, too. I've actually put Deepin on some of my laptops before and ran it, the real Deepin OS, and I like it.
Okay. It is
Wi-Fi works out of the box. A lot of the headaches you have when you're installing on physical hardware are just not there with Deepin. Typically, everything I've ever put it on it just worked. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's Debian based, so you kind of expect that. So.
Yeah. Flatpak is, FlatHub isn't. I see. Okay. Simpletech is on Cinnamon. Cinnamon's good. Linux Mint Cinnamon is nice. It feels faster. The latest version. It's nice looking. Yeah.
And somebody's asking, do you trust snaps? If you're asking, do you trust snap packages from the official Snap store, snapcraft.io?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Right.
It would be like, do you trust packages you install with the apt package manager from Ubuntu or from Debian or from Pacman and Arch? You have to trust the repositories of your distribution.
Yes.
So
if
you don't trust them, you shouldn't be on that operating system, right?
Right.
Well, yes, I trust snaps.
Right. Move on to something else. Right. Yeah. I don't install too many snaps. If the regular version doesn't work, then I'll switch to a snap or vice versa.
Yeah. And I guess the premise of that question is maybe they're not tested like official apps in the standard repositories, but I mean, they're tested. They're tested as much as the apps in the standard repository are either. None of them get rigorous testing. They're just tested to make sure that they actually build correctly on your system. Now, there's always the possibility there's some malware or something that somebody packaged up and put in the store and somehow slipped it through. Yes, there's always that possibility, but there's that possibility in Arch's
Right.
AUR. There's the possibility of that in Ubuntu PPAs.
Sure.
There's the possibility of that in Gen 2 overlays and flat packs and app images and every other package format that's out there. So if I wanted to package a cryptocurrency miner and put it in the Snap store, yes, I could do it. But, I mean, it's not going to prevent me from ever installing software again, right? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Write my own software?
Right.
And so-
Well, yeah, sure. Jesper says Snaps is a kind of vodka drink in Denmark. Wow.
Oh. He's talking about schnapps, right?
Schnapps.
Or is he talking about, yeah, right.
Well, he says Snaps. AJ says Schnapps. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, cool, man. Cool. All right, let's see. We'll stay off for a little bit more, then we'll wrap it up. I started off the show ranting about Windows. That's why I'm putting in the banner, standby, Windows is patching. I forgot to put Windows is patching when I started the show. That's why that's standby. But anyway, because my son's Dell laptop broke with an update, I fixed it. So I started off with a little rant about Windows, and then we went into the top 3 Linux distros for this year. If you're joining late, I'll just tell you what they are. If you don't want the spoiler, put mute on now. Just mute it. The 3 top were Manjaro, Mint, and MX. The 3M. M. There you go. Was that a rapper? He's a rapper, yeah. M. Yeah. So there you go. And that's what's on Distro Watch, the top 3 of those. Coincidence? I don't know. It is what it is. Oh, it is Snaps, but you call it Snaps, Jesper. Ah, very good. Okay. Nice. How's things in Denmark this fine morning over there? Is Linux popular there in Denmark, Jesper? You can have your Snaps installing Snaps. Ha ha.
Yeah, that's strange that, MX, Manjaro, and Mint got so many votes. Well, where were the Slackware voters when all this took place? And that's what I want to know. Where?
Here's what made
Okay.
mentions. We had, Ubuntu Mate was mentioned, but not nearly as much as I thought. Debian, Arch, Solus, Peppermint, Kubuntu.
Yeah, I get all that.
Farron, Peppermint,
Yeah.
Arch, Solus, Pop, and I get it. But I thought Ubuntu would have got more because they've been around so long. But I guess people get bored; they want to move on. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it also depends on where you ask the question.
Yeah.
For example, every year on there's a big Linux forum. I think it's linuxquestions.org. And every year they do a poll because it's a very large forum, web forum. And they poll all of their users on what the most popular Linux distribution of the year was, what the best of the year. And it seems like every year Slackware wins.
Yeah.
As crazy as that is. Now, why is that? It just happens that Slackware's official forums, Slackware doesn't have official forums. So if you want a forum, you go to that particular forum, linuxquestions.com.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right.
yeah, it's just probably if you ask like people on my channel, you probably get a lot more Arch users because of my content.
Okay.
I'm surprised you don't get more Mate users though. You would think.
I guess some,
Yeah.
but not as many. Yeah. It's to each his own. Jesper says not so many Danish forums or users there in Denmark. Really?
I wonder what percentage of Windows users watch your content. That's an interesting question too.
I don't know. Well, now that their machines are breaking, not as much as before. But about
The Linux numbers are about to go up.
yeah, really, yeah, from 2% to like 4%, just like that because of what I said.
Yeah.
Oh man. Peabody says I consider you guys the ones that keep Linux alive. That's awesome. Well, thank you.
Rumpelmans.
Snapseed.
Yeah, I've actually tasted Rumpelmans. That's
I have not. Yeah. Okay.
ugh.
Yeah.
I'm just all I'm going to say on that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
With Jägermeister. Jägermeister is
wow.
horrible. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
You guys need better drinks.
Yeah. Really.
Get you a nice 18-year scotch.
There you go.
Yeah, and quit drinking all that.
Let's give this a 5-minute warning. Anyway, for those of you coming in late, there's the banner. MX is number 1. Yeah. And if you missed any of this stream over 2 hours, thank you. People that stopped by you could just replay it. It will not be edited, even though some of it's kind of we crossed the line into demonetized. But yeah.
Yeah, what makes MX being number 1 kind of strange is the fact that officially they only have the one version with their XFCE desktop too.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
you know what? It's based off of Debian stable, which is rock solid. It has a few MX tools in there, the control center thingy. I thought it was very user friendly, and you know what? It just works.
It does.
just
I've installed that on some family computers actually, MX, and
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. It's who knows if Ubuntu Mate didn't exist? Who knows what I would have went to? Probably Linux Mint or Zorin, if I had to be honest. But yeah, because they're based off of Ubuntu. But of course, Ubuntu is based off of Debian, so there you go. And Arita, going to bed. You have to wake up tomorrow at 7 a.m. for your weekend. Okay, all right.
Yeah. All right. Good
Take
night.
care.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. The tools are awesome in MX. Yeah, that's the one thing I remember. They were very, very nice. Who makes a good set of tools to evolve Distro's PC Linux OS?
I thought you were going to go with Elementary.
I don't use Elementary. I
You
tested it
don't,
once
yeah.
or twice. It's okay, but it just wasn't for me. Yeah. It looks nice, but it was.
I was kind of impressed with it every time I've looked at it.
Okay. It's quite stable from what I understand, but it just wasn't for me. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
once I settle in on something that I've been it's hard to switch. Like I got settled in on Ubuntu with Unity for so many years, then they stopped. They stopped. I couldn't really stick with GNOME all the time. Just wasn't for me. So I went to Mate. Because I've always liked Linux Mint Mate since the beginning, and I think that's why. Red Breast 12-year-old.
12-year, yes, very good whiskey.
okay,
That's
okay.
a Irish whiskey. It's very nice.
Okay, that's what that is. Okay. Elementary OS is locked down. I believe it is to a point, yes. But it's stable. And maybe that's why I don't want to use it, because it is kind of locked down. Although that could be changed, I think. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you didn't want to use it because it's stable.
Stable. No.
I was like, are we reversing roles here?
Stable versus unstable with DT for this evening. Yeah, really. No, it's speaking. It's funny. It's ironic that this week Windows 10 was the unstable thing.
Yeah, and Gnostic, he's saying, I'm Scottish. No, Redbreast is Irish. I promise you. I used to work in the liquor industry. So. Redbreast is a very nice Irish whiskey.
One.
Yeah.
Okay. When my dad came to visit from Rome, he liked Corona beer a lot. I don't think
that's
they have
not
it
bad.
there. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. All right, let's make this the final call for comments. If you have any questions for me at DT or any rants or suggestions for my channel, his channel, now's your time. And then we'll wrap it up after 2 hours of this. Thank you. I didn't think so many people would be on. I announced this like a half hour before I came on because I wasn't sure where I would be. But thank you all for stopping by. So why not do a worst of 2019? It's got to be Windows 10, period. It just has to be. Maybe for like Linux? I don't know, DT. Maybe that's more up your alley.
I typically don't focus on bad distros, like
Yeah.
distros that fail to install or just complete train wrecks. I don't even put them on camera.
Yeah.
Because
So what's your time?
Well, I mean, somebody worked on it. I mean,
Yeah,
it may just be.
I know. Yeah. I mean, somebody worked on Windows 10 too, but there's no excuse. Microsoft.
Well,
has
Windows
the
10 is
resource-
different because there's a company behind it.
Right.
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I always trash GNOME, and people are, well, people worked really hard on GNOME. Yes, Red Hat's behind it, and you know
Yes.
what? They should make a better desktop environment.
Yes.
So right. So,
I agree. Yeah.
but like some one-man operation, somebody's garage Linux distro that they created last week, I'm not going to trash that on camera. There's no point in me doing that. All right.
Yeah. AJ downloading Ubuntu 19.10, Mate 19. Yeah, keep in mind it is still a beta, so there may be bugs. Just want to let you know. But I tested it. I did a full install. It's nice. It's sharp, meaning that it works, at least from what I saw. No surprises. It just works. So you should enjoy it. Yeah. Do you still believe that you can run any Linux distro with 4 gigabyte of RAM? A question to me. I think so. DT, what say you? A machine
what
with 4
would-
gigs of RAM to run any Linux distro with 4 gigs of RAM?
Yeah, 4 gigs is plenty for every distro. In
I would
my
say
opinion.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 gigs should run everything. It may not
Yeah.
run it great, but yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Ubuntu
do.
needs a trash can. Doesn't Ubuntu have a trash can? App? I think they have. Are you saying it's trash or needs a trash can? Not as trash. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I think they have it, don't they? You mean like standard Ubuntu? Yeah, I'm pretty. That would be strange if it was gone. Hannah Montana Linux for the win. Okay.
Huh?
I think not. All right, Timo. Thank you. We'll catch you next time. Yep. A trash can. I can't use that, dude. There's no freaking trash can. Boy, there's a deal breaker there. I tell you what, Ubuntu Mate, the Mate desktop has the best weather app. Bar none. It just works. They call it applet in the panel. It just works. It's simple. There's no fuss. Bam, you're there. Type in your city. Boom. It's never let me down ever.
Yeah.
So, you like Ubuntu Debian stretch with Deepens DE, Ron? Okay. Ubuntu is trash. Okay. All right. What about?
No.
All right, Peabody. You take care.
Yeah. Good night.
Yeah, most distros, I think, 4 gigs, even Ubuntu with GNOME. Although I think with some distros like Ubuntu or GNOME, you need a minimum 4 gig to make it run comfortably. Like Windows 10, you really want a minimum 4 gig.
Well, Windows is heavier than almost every Linux distro.
I know,
mean,
yeah. Well,
Windows is on a different level.
It's
Even
on yeah.
even GNOME, like Ubuntu
Yeah.
with GNOME or Fedora
Yeah.
with GNOME,
Yeah.
are nowhere near as heavy as Windows.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
right.
Right. No, it's GNOME looks sharp. I will give them credit. It looks different. It looks sharp. But I never got used to the workflow. And maybe that's why you don't use it either. DT.
You and me both.
Yeah, it's just something about it. It's I think a GNOME desktop looks great on the big TV screen, like a 50-incher, because it looks pretty. But on a smaller one or on a laptop, something like Mate or something with a single panel at the top. All the apps and windows go up there. I think it's much more easier.
Well, pretty soon I'm gonna ditch all your traditional desktop environments and window managers, and I'm gonna have to live in the Emacs window manager,
wow.
whatever the heck it is,
Okay.
EXWM. People are demanding it. I'm gonna try it out.
Okay.
Where my text editor is my
Okay.
desktop environment. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm gonna
Okay.
take one for the team, Toss.
If that's what you want to do, man. Gaming on Linux, what's the minimum of RAM? Schwenteas? I think 4 gigs still should be fine, minimum. For gaming in general, yeah.
4 gigs?
Minimum, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so, yeah.
4 gigs gets most things done.
Yeah.
Gaming, I don't know, 8 gigs probably, if you could,
Well,
if you could get enough.
obviously, yeah, for gaming in general. yeah.
Obviously, if you wanted to do things like virtualization or
Well,
video
that's the- yeah.
rendering,
That's
none of that's
the-
going to
yeah.
work. Yeah, none of that's going to work
Right,
with 4
right,
gigs.
Yeah.
Compiling your own kernel's not going to
Well,
work.
really, yeah.
No, it'll
Ron
work.
is-
It just-
Ron has had issues with the mouse being too fast. Really?
the mouse is too fast.
You mean the mouse cursor? Really? In Debian? Huh.
Is there no way to adjust? Well, that probably
Yeah.
depends on what desktop environment you're in. That's
Okay.
probably.
Okay. All right. Yeah, welcome back, Switch. I'm going to wrap this up for a few minutes. It's been on over 2 hours. But English Bob is in the house. Hannah Montana. Here we go with Hannah Montana Linux already. I prefer Tony Montana Linux, okay? Because he whacks all the other distros, man, okay? Tony Montana Linux maybe should whack Windows 10 into sense, but yeah. What's up, BB? You missed my rant earlier when I started. You'll have to watch it. Just a few minutes. But since you came in late, EB, this is for you if you're using Windows at all. I had to fix my son's. My son has a Dell laptop for school with Windows, and an update broke part of it. I had to wipe it and reinstall Windows. So that's why my little rant started earlier.
If I know EB, he's running a sensible choice of operating system. He's on calculate or something like that. You
Okay,
know, he
all right,
wouldn't be on the.
Yeah. Okay. Nope. Wind blows free, buddy. Wind blow. Got it. Okay. I don't blame you. Windows 10 is not as good as Windows 7. It just isn't. Yeah.
Until a month down the road when he blows up on Linux and has another meltdown on camera.
I
And
know,
then he
I
goes,
know.
right.
Yeah. Those are somewhat colorful.
Uh,
Fern OS you have, EB. Wow. Okay.
okay.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. All right. Let's go back to this. For all the people coming in late, this was number 1 for this year based on your comments and your votes. So just to let you know, hats off to what's his name? What's his real name for the guy I met? Because it's not Dolphin. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
his nickname is Dolphin, like run Dolphin or run with the. What's his real name?
You
I'm
know
sorry.
What? I have no idea.
I'm sorry, Dolphin. If you watch this, send me an email and say, "Hey, it's me," but say your name. Anyway, you were voted number 1, so.
No, I just know him as Run with the Dolphin on YouTube or MX Dolphin on some of the forums.
He's
out
on
there.
the Big Daddy once in a while, but I can't think of his name. I'm so sorry. I should have looked it up. It's my fault. Blame it on the New York guy. I forgot to say your real name, okay? But no, you've heard Kubuntu is done. Do you mean that they're done developing? English Bob? I haven't heard that.
Well, they probably maybe lost the main dev. So.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if it would be done, but somebody'd have to take it up. And
Yeah, it's
you
still
know,
a popular desktop environment. I mean,
Right.
Dolphin File Manager is nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
that's not the
not
first.
a-
That's not the first Ubuntu main flavor to have that happen.
Right.
We haven't lost one yet, but it happens occasionally where there's
Yes.
talk that one will
Yeah.
die because they lose the main dev. Somebody always steps up to the plate, though.
Mm-hmm.
Ubuntu Studio was near death for a while there. For about a
Right.
year and a half,
Yeah.
they were struggling. So
Because some schmuck put DRM in the kernel. Here we go.
oh,
English Bob, would you like to join for a few minutes? I'll stay on just for you to come on. I don't think we've ever done a live stream together. You know what I mean?
as far as the people complaining all of a sudden about DRM, you know what? Stallman was complaining about that stuff for years, and nobody wanted to listen. So, you know, it is what it is on that.
Yeah.
You know, once we let these things go too far, it's kind of hard to back up from them now.
I know.
Because everything you run now, all your Steam
I know.
games and everything, all your
Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
all your movies,
Okay.
now you're
Yeah.
locked into it all.
Yeah. Yeah. True. All right, EB, you'd love to, but okay. Well, you go to work. Okay. What else can I say about Linux? It's an option for the people who are fed up with Windows 10 updates, and you don't have to use Windows 10 in one experiment. MX would be a good choice. Ubuntu Mate. Really, probably almost any Ubuntu base would probably be okay for you to try if you are new to all this. If you don't want to mess with downloading something and are still curious about Linux, try a Linux-based Chromebook. They just work. They just work out of the box. So, you know, simple. Go on the web and you're done. And you're good for 6.5 years of support if you buy one this year. Yeah, we'll have to do a live stream together. That would be a blast, especially if Derek is on. We will get him on too. We'll do a stable versus unstable versus really unstable.
Really
That's
crazy
it.
unstable. Right?
EV.
We're talking about EV.
English Bob unstable, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be. But just it'll be a family show, so no cursing. EB, okay?
You
can
gotta put a not safe for work warning on that stream.
I know. I'll have to have the soundboard beeper beep. Doot, 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 doot. I'll be like, stop it! My finger's sore. Boop, 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 beep, bleep, beep.
And just put the clown horn on.
Doot. Speaking of that, they had Robert De Niro, the actor on was it Fox? CNN? It was one of those shows. So they asked him about Donald Trump. I guess he really does not like. Oh my God, the New York attitude. That bleep 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 is a bleep. I howled. Oh man. God bless him too. Chromebook 6 years, not the buy date, but the manufacturer date. Yeah. That started this year. That is true, Larry.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's 6.5 years officially, but that may change. That's up to Google. So yeah. And that's another thing. People complain about planned obsolescence. But see, think about that. And I'll leave you on this note. Well, it's planned obsolete. That is the nature of things. Today made yesterday obsolete. Tomorrow's going to make today obsolete. Next year's birthday will make this year's birthday obsolete. Everything you buy, everything eventually is obsolete. It's the nature of things. Planned obsolescence is normal. How's that for a thought?
Well, I think when people talk about planned obsolescence, they're not talking about, yeah, obviously everything becomes obsolete at some point. They're talking about when a company forces something to become obsolete. Like iPhone 13 comes out tomorrow, and they've already planned in 2 years the iPhone 14 is going to come out, and they plan to break the 13, so you have to upgrade. Like the company plans that. It's not like you made the choice to, it's like somebody's making you make that choice.
That's a good point, but it's still part of nature, maybe human nature, or like eventually. So it's not so much that it's planned obsolescence; it's the time factor, maybe, that people are complaining about. But anyway, that was my thought about it. All right, Tom, you have a good night. Thank you. Okay, EB, I won't read that, but okay. Simple tag, honest to God, in the in NC, very few. Oh, okay, all right. Anyway, well, we're going to wrap this up right now. I want to thank everybody who joined in over 2 hours ago. This is great. Everybody, I guess, had no plans tonight, so join me. Thank you. Thanks to DT, and we'll do it again. We'll do another stable versus unstable, maybe one night or
that'd
something.
be cool.
We'll talk about that. So I am ready for bed. I feel good that I got that ranting off my chest. I may do a live Windows 10 stream this weekend. Call it Windows 10, the Godzilla edition, because everything breaks. That's what I'm going to call it. I think it makes sense. All right, EB, San Rafael, Sleepy, everybody who joined, DT, thank you. DT, are you live this weekend?
I am working all weekend. I doubt I'm going to do anything before Monday. So
very good. Well, there you go. Check out Monday. All right, on that note, I'm going to check out. MX was #1 in case you missed it. Again, you missed any of this stream, replay it. Give YouTube time to process it, and you should be good to go. You have any questions, comments for me, DT? You know how to reach us. And on that note, I say arrivederci.
all right, guys.
Bye.